You're on the air. Okay, Bob, I told you. Check the racism at the door.
I'm sorry.
Are we on? I'm sorry.
Oh, I didn't. Oh.
Okay, we're ready. We're back. It's the Thursday podcast.
Yes.
And we streamlined it today. Nothing but funny here today. Nothing but technicians on stage.
Geniuses.
People who kill.
Murderers.
3 funny people and Bob Levy.
Thank you. Thank you, Artie.
Bob Levy, as you know, is one of the best as far as a technician.
I am.
As far as a guy on stage with the timing, just knows it.
Just a bad businessman.
No, if he could somehow go to like Crossroads that Robert Johnson went to with guitar and make a deal with the devil where you get material on top of what you do.
Fuck you. I love you.
No, Robert Johnson. You know the story. Right?
I don't know.
Yeah, you know the Crossroads story.
No, I don't.
You know that story?
Yeah, he sold his soul.
Yeah, he sold his soul to the devil to become the greatest guitarist in the world.
Oh, so yeah, this is fake.
It's a fairy tale. Of course it is.
Okay.
It's a fairy tale, but it's based on, a lot of people go by Eric Clapton's written songs about the song Crossroads by Clapton.
Oh, yeah, sure. Great
It's
song.
about that. Down in the Mississippi Delta.
Yeah.
And there's movies been made about it.
Brother,
See, I'm Not There, the Dylan one?
It's also covered in...
And Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they run into a black guy who's supposed to be Robert Johnson. But did you ever hear any Robert Johnson's old recordings? He really,
No.
For just a guy on a porch, he's making that fucking thing sing, man. It's really, and Keith Richards on the Netflix documentary. I can't recommend it enough.
I got to check it out.
I'm
then.
repetitive with Keith Richards shit, but it's called, what's it called, Dan? Higher. It's a play on high, but if you punch in Keith Richards, it comes up. It came out about 3 months ago, and he plays Robert Johnson recordings, and I never heard Robert Johnson's recordings, and I always said, it's overrated, but it's just for a guy with an untuned guitar.
Yeah, out there playing.
It's in his hand.
Under the influence.
Under the influence.
Well, that helps.
It's fucking impressive.
Yeah.
That's a cool name for a because it's about him being influenced by guitarists.
Nice.
That's what we call plan work.
In Artie land.
We got Ryan Reese and Bob Levy, myself, Dan Filata behind the dish. This is what I like. This is what I envisioned when I said I'm going to have a podcast.
Yeah.
This and about 800 grand more a year.
It's coming.
No, it is.
It is coming, Artie.
coming.
You just...
No, we ran the numbers and I'm making money.
Yeah.
Not enough to pay anybody else, but...
Hey, come on. Look, you're going to be fine, Artie. You know what I mean? Everybody wants you because of the fact you're every asshole that's out there. Well,
This is how Bob and fucking gives me a compliment. He goes, "You're every asshole."
You are the people. Okay. You are the regular
that's
people.
That's such a condescending...
It's not. You are fucking...
No, it's a very
you don't understand how great you are and
No,
how
no,
loved you
no,
are.
I don't care.
You are loved by everybody. My son loves you. People that are 14 to fucking 78.
Well, what is ass kissing coming out of nowhere?
I'm not. You're just a regular asshole like everyone else. I'm saying.
I can give you Stress Factory, maybe.
I don't want the Stress Factory. I got Vegas myself.
Make this shit up.
You. I'm saying you. I'm out there, motherfucker.
All right, okay.
Everybody loves you. You're like a fucking.
Yeah, check my Twitter.
Please, you fucking 6 fucking people with the same account.
Bob.
Whatever Gino posts about you, he posts about you.
Clearly, you came to rehearsal early. The Gino thing, you missed it the other day.
What happened?
Gino and Chris Cotton are beginning to unravel. Russ Maneve has a theory, and I believe him, that we're all our generation, about 10 years older, 10 or 12 years older than Ryan is. Guys either pushing 50 or 50.
Yeah.
Literally going to the cellar since late 80s.
Yeah.
Like the guys who haven't quite, it hasn't worked out. And you could spin that with a lot of us. You could say there's the echelon of Louis, and that's about it, I guess. Of our age. Who else did well for themselves? On
Norton.
If Norton's there, you got to put me there. I mean, Jesus Christ. I'm
Florentine's
talking about creating
right.
a sitcom money.
He's
pretty much the only guy, right?
Yeah,
Ray Romano.
No, but I'm saying
we're talking about
before.
Ray Romano's got money. Forget about
Yeah.
it. Ray Romano could pay, Robert De Niro to do a play in his backyard every year. It's fucking syndication money, baby.
Yeah.
And of course, Roy Rosegarden has half of that money. Get the rope.
Yeah.
That's where you get depressed.
Yeah.
Because morons. LA's the only town where a retard can make $1 billion.
Just grab the right person.
Yeah, they sold coke to Tim Allen at the right time.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's just you put your money on a horse. And the horse could be Seinfeld, or it could be, me or you.
We ran the other way.
I say, but Russ thinks once you hit your 50s, like the depression hits, and you start to wake up one day and go, "Wow, this was a waste of time."
No, this is.
But whatever it is, you could spin it every way. So some people might think that it's going to be a bloodbath. He predicts like suicides and mass shootings.
He doesn't feel that way though.
Well, you got to get him at the right time.
Yeah, but
even guys like Attell, as brilliant as Attell is, and Attell is to me the best comedian ever. That's a strong thing. I think I would rather see Attell do a 20-minute set at his best with his A game at the Comedy Cellar or any club than Richard Pryor. I'm being honest.
Wow.
With you. I'm being honest with you. Yeah. Based on I remember when I first saw him, it was so impressive to where you almost quit. You almost said I should go back home. And I'm being serious. And it's hard because he's become like a real good friend of mine that you bust his chops, but I remember how brilliant he was.
Yeah.
And we all thought that in 92, 93, sitting in the back of that. There's guys from Boston, as funny as those motherfuckers are. We came down here, and the first comic, comic they see here is Attell, and they go, "Wow, is this everybody?" Then you see, the next guy.
Yeah, but you like
and then you stay. Then you see the next guy and you call the realtor. No, I'll put the down payment.
You wouldn't want to see.
When you see Attell, you go, I might call the realtor and stop this. And then you see Greg Rogelli, you go, I'll end.
Like Nick
Nothing
DiPaolo.
against Greg. I'm saying it's Nick DiPaolo is one of the funniest human beings ever.
Put him on a sitcom.
Absolutely.
It's fucking hilarious.
Well,
How can you not?
But the problem is he'll hit the executive producer the next day.
Yeah, but still.
It's like
it'll be the
here's
best
Nick's
one-day
drug
show
is Bob. You realize I'm talking.
Right.
You hit the it's an opening monologue. You know what I mean? Just Paul Schaefer, all he does is That's all you're allowed to do.
All right.
Until I point to you.
All right, whatever.
That is weird, like that whole opening monologue with Letterman. Schaefer's clearly making fun of the jokes. I don't know if the writers like him. And Letterman, too, like that. Letterman's like, yeah, you know what happened today, Paul? Clinton said that goes back to Canada. $1 billion. Letterman's actually, it's genius. It's so funny. But, some guys you don't care about. But, that is, I really think that of Dave. And way funnier than Louis and all those guys. That's not saying anything against Louis. I'm just saying, he's brilliant. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, it's a guy I know, I think. But even him, he's not, the level of talent doesn't, because his business is so fucked up, doesn't hit the level of success sometimes, and you have to keep working. You have to keep going on the road. And I think Russ's point is, people might start to unravel a little bit. And look, it could be very interesting to have a front row seat to that. Mm-hmm. When that table at the cellar becomes a bloodbath.
Gino Jones.
I'm just saying, Gino, I think, might be the first one.
You think so?
I think we should keep guns away from Gino.
You think he's going to go over the middle line?
No, Gino's a funny motherfucker.
Yeah, he is.
But I think he's starting to you wake up and you're 48 and you're with, you're at Aunt Olga's.
Exactly. He is. That's the only woman
again, the
in his
humor
life.
doesn't match the success.
Yeah.
Almost. But get up a buckball.
He always gives you a compliment.
No, but he claims he's not angry, and then he is angry, and I think that's unhealthy. Mentally, you gotta.
You got to be able to open your mind. Like when I talk to you, I'm able to open my mind because you make sense. You make sense when you talk.
You
to
open
me.
your mind.
I open my mind, and I think.
What does that mean?
You open.
You're not racist?
You talk to me. Yeah, I'm not racist anymore.
What do you mean, when I talk to you, I open your mind?
When we have talks about stuff, you let me see things that I don't see.
Like what?
Like how good I
the
raised
hair
the
dye.
son.
The hair dye thing was obvious.
Please, look, don't even talk about fucking
hair. The hair dye thing was obvious.
Okay, that was fucked up. All right.
You look great.
Yeah,
you do. You got a nice head of hair.
I'm a fucking pretty man.
I'm not saying you got a nice head of hair. It looks better white. I mean, you look sophisticated.
It's not white, motherfucker.
It's very gray.
Look at yours.
But I'm not saying I'm any better.
Okay.
I'm not coming from the premise that I'm a young John Stamos. I'm saying you look better with a natural gray. Your hair was jet black.
I know.
Actually, that's a great DePaula joke when a guy jet black hair but his neck is like the same age. He goes like if you look up and down, if a guy you ask a guy to guess your age and his first guess is 78 and his second is 24.
Look, I was going through some bad hair dye time.
Anyway.
It was just look. I thought it looked good to me. I was on coke and
what are you
drunk.
talking about?
My hair. I was fucked up.
Again, you're going down this route again. What are you talking about?
You're the one that brought it up.
No, I'm not. I was talking and you yelled out, you opened my mind. I have to address that.
You
because it sounds
opened
weird.
my mind when you talk to me. You
How?
are a man of knowledge.
How do we
you
close
say
your
how
A
mind?
you
man
kid-
of knowledge.
Yes, you are a man of knowledge.
In what area?
No, you say
I know
you
the
got
Odd
a
Couple
great
episode.
wife. You fucking got.
I don't have a wife.
me. You fuck.
Oh, you do have a great wife.
And your son looks up to you. He loves you, and you raised a good kid, and then it
Well,
opens
the
my
opening
mind.
monologue is not going like I wanted it to.
I can restart it at any time.
Fucking,
I do. I know.
telling
What
you
do
the
you want me?
truth.
What is the point? You do. You have a great son. Your son is a really great
You
kid.
really opened my mind when we talked the other night.
Okay, you
So
said
good.
that.
All right, go fuck yourself, average guy.
No, again, I'm trying to get an answer out of you. You're not answering my question. You're like a politician. I go, how do you open your mind? You go, I don't know. You open my mind. Well, what does
You
that mean?
make me think
Creatively,
of
you
other
mean?
things. Yes.
Well, how come you haven't written a joke in 40 years?
Please, I can do
know.
a new fucking
I
act
know.
every show.
You are?
I can. if
Well, I know.
want.
I know when I go on stage, it's the same one.
Yeah,
When
because
you do the Fritos joke on your balls, I know I got to go up there.
dude, I do a timing thing.
I'm
That
sorry.
It's fucking 15 minutes. What do I got to do? Fucking a whole fucking. If I go over a minute,
What's your
fucking
newest
Dan will
joke?
fucking run out.
Do you have any political jokes?
No, I don't do political shit.
Well, what's your newest joke?
I don't fucking know. I don't come in here to do fucking
I'm not-
material.
so
I
shouldn't
fucking
ask
come
that.
on here to fucking have
Well,
fun
you
and
just said
dance.
you write new jokes every day. What's a new joke?
I can go up and do an hour of just
Well,
making up
give me
shit.
30 seconds of it.
Oh, if I'm not going on stage, I'm fucking doing radio.
So what is? Yeah, but this is an area where. All right.
Holy fuck!
Wow, he just gave the same reasoning that Mike Boschetti does. For that
No,
right?
this became a Gino conversation.
No, I'm just saying.
The same thing happened. Yesterday I was trying to get him to tell me a joke, and he wouldn't tell me a joke. He wouldn't say the joke.
I don't.
Okay, forget it. I don't want that.
I don't do jokes on the radio. It just doesn't work.
Maybe you
that
ought to
way.
start.
No. I do funny. I am very.
I know
fucking
you're funny. You're
on the
being funny
radio,
now, but I asked
I'm
you.
Saying
But this is
I'm
a
not gonna
premise.
do
I'm not asking you to
material.
crowbar in a joke. I'm asking you for a joke.
Well, what do you want to hear? Joke?
I don't know. You said a new joke. Tell me a new joke.
Well, my wife can't get pregnant. I just found out.
Okay.
You know, it's sad. You know,
Right.
but then I found out why. Because she only lets me fuck her in the ass.
Okay.
Okay. Boom. Yeah.
That's
quick.
new?
I just did it the other day. What the fuck?
What were you waiting for? Medical research until you wrote that?
Yes. That's what I was, average guy.
You're better than that joke.
That's why I don't do it. I did it once at a fucking thing.
How'd
I'm
it
better
go?
than
You're
that
workshopping
guy.
it.
Oh fuck! I'm just having fun.
Have you tried ear
cocksucker.
instead of this?
Holy shit! I hope you
We're
choke,
busting
Dan, you
balls. Come
fuck.
on, we're
I know
busting.
you are. Why do you think I love you? You fuck.
I don't know.
We talk on the phone all the time.
Okay, you
We're-
love me. Every girl has stopped.
Yeah.
Bob
well,
keeps going.
No, because you're a good fucking guy. For an asshole.
Every asshole was hurtful. You could have said something.
No, that's how we are. We
Ryan,
bust
did
each
you know what he
other's
meant by
balls.
that? I mean, I don't know.
This is the best rehab meeting I've ever been to.
It basically is.
They get better than this.
Yeah, this is
Oh, some
funny.
of those meetings. The joke I did in my last, the joke I did about the guy with the angel dust is not exaggerated. You know, the kid really sat down and said something so extraordinary. It was like, he basically said he kidnapped a kid for angel dust, and
That's
there's in group therapy. The fucked up thing is, I think you get ripped off because the counselor doesn't give the counseling. The premise is you give the counseling. And, so in group therapy, they have levels. It's usually something, I'm trying to deal with a DUI ticket I got. This kid, Juan was his name. They'll call him Juan. And he said, I kidnapped my friend's baby, and I sold it for angel dust. And there was a pause. And then the counselor was an enormous woman, 400-pound woman with big calves. And kept a big cup of coffee on her stomach, like a little kiddie pool, it looked like. Big cup of coffee. And she's a big pause after he says the angel dust thing, and she takes a sip, and she looks at me and goes, 7 other people. She goes, Artie, feedback? I have feedback? I failed Jim. I could say something that could set him off. What am I going to do? And she wouldn't stop looking at me. So I had, I got up, and, we all speak for a living in front of people. I was so scared. I said, Juan, I don't know. We all have shit days. Try as hard as you can, not to do that again. That's all I got. And then he fist bumped me. I still talk to him. You need a baby?
Oh,
I thought about how dark
heroin
his life is.
need
If you get like we had dark life. You gamble with a bookie. You have a coke dealer in your life because you're addicted. So you're in dark people's lives.
Yes.
But think about this guy's a group of friends. He knows a guy. He knows a guy who can get a baby. Oh no, we'll buy a baby.
Yeah.
And has angel dust on. Does he have the dust in the house?
But how much does
Bring
he
the
get
kid.
for it?
I see if Tony has dust today. What the fuck? He knows people who will do that.
Yeah. And how much dust
That's
would
a-
you get
that's a-
for
Yeah.
that baby?
What's the street value?
That's
of
what
a
I mean.
baby?
That's a bad group of friends. You're haggling over a kid. A baby.
A baby.
But you wake up one day and you know you're going through withdrawal, so I got to get heroin. That's a dark day. But imagine waking up going, okay, I'm homeless unless I somehow get a baby.
I need
Where's the baby? Where's the baby? Where's the baby?
somebody up there.
You call your fiance, Debbie. Do we know anybody who has a kid? I got a gift for him.
We got to get pregnant now.
I got a gift from him. Is he in the house or is just her? Okay. He's definitely at work, right? Her brother's not over there, right? Okay.
That is.
Does the kid cry a lot?
You can get more if he doesn't.
I'm just curious. Just don't, I saw something on TV. I'm watching Family Feud. I need an answer. Survey says, what'll happen to top 100 answers? What happens to a kid if you give it Sudafed? And you get the kid. You somehow steal the kid. You drive around with a baby. And I wanted to get into it, but I was afraid to talk to people. That was my feedback. One, me and some of the other people were talking. Like, what's
Get a baby seat.
Yeah, you get the baby, then what happens?
Yeah.
Take me through your day.
I get the baby seat.
But how is he not in jail, this kid?
Yeah, exactly. That's fucking kidnapping.
He lands in my he lands in my fucking.
I'm just saying, when you hear that, you got to be like, "Oh wow, I'm fine."
Well, no,
hey,
except me. I get up and I go. I stabbed myself and drank bleach. That's really what happened. And I go, geez, Juan is fucking normal. That really happened to me. It was publicized.
That is amazing.
If I wasn't on heroin and did that, the doctor said to me, this Asian guy goes, you'll be in here for years if you were straight and did that. And I was very fucked up. He goes, all right, take care.
Fucking believable.
I mean, yeah, if I had abs, I'd be dead.
You would.
Right there it happened. Jesus
Really?
Christ,
I believe
oh God.
Dunkin' Donuts saved your life.
You're kind of doughy. When you go into a psych ward, you got to strip, so they check you for shitty material you might have somewhere. And I still had the stitches in my stomach. I had 11 stab wounds. This black guy goes,
shit.
"Who did that?"
Me.
And no, I was too embarrassed. I said, gang. I got one. I made the sign. Yo, man.
Yeah, trying to get a baby for heroin.
You know the deal.
you know, kids are.
I was. What if I said, me? What would you have done? You. You're crazy. So's Juan. My roommate at that first psych ward I went to, this Asian kid, he just stared into space like there's nothing, just no future. Then I realized it was the medication. But 2 a.m., the first night I'm there, I can't sleep, and he says to me, yo, man, do you have a clean T-shirt? In the dark, I'm like, yeah, I guess. You all right? He said, my ears are bleeding. And the side effect of his medication was your ears bleed. Jeez. And I gave him a shirt, and he needed another shirt. He said, why don't we call one of the guards? And the guards came in, and they're holding him down, giving him some medication. He's screaming a foot from me. And I realized that, I was sold out Carnegie Hall a year before. It's an up and down life. If I talk to a young comic, I'd say, look, you're at Carnegie Hall one day, the next day you're next to an Asian kid whose ears are bleeding. There's no gray areas.
There is not.
I'm a very extreme.
No middle.
Some of these younger guys say, how do you get into... God, I don't even remember, man. Don't ask me. I don't remember what happened. I know it was a very abnormal way of getting to a kitchen show. Everybody's dream. I know how to get out. Michael Richards taught us how to get out of show business.
Yeah.
You can always pull that ripcord.
That was
Quentin Tarantino's got another movie out. Again, the N-word is in it. Why he writes movies? He's got a fetish. Don't you think it's a little weird now? Every other guy's afraid to say it under any circumstance. And Quentin Tarantino, every movie, has the N-word in every 2 words.
He's edgy.
I mean, edgy is what is it with the N-word specifically?
Well, Samuel L. Jackson.
Right. When you hear him, it's like hearing, Charlie Parker playing the fucking sax, saying nigger.
I'm just saying, that's in his conscience, it's in his writer.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll do a movie, but...
Yeah.
Oh, that part where he says Harvey Keitel in Pulp Fiction, he goes, you sending the wolf? That's cool in the gang, nigga.
Great movie.
But there's so many, I realized there's just as many niggers in a Tarantino movie as they use baseballs in a baseball game. And I thought maybe you could, at the premiere, you throw out the first nigger.
Make sure it's a baby for that.
Throwing out the first nigger.
Somebody baby. Hand me the nigger,
It's
baby.
Chris Rock. Nigger. Throwing out the first nigger at the Tarantino.
Play ball.
There's 60 bulls in an average baseball game.
Right?
There's 80 niggers in the Tarantino movie. Now, Dan, you counted them, right?
Yeah, the Hateful Eight. I counted between, I think it was about 60, between 60 and 65. They do have on the internet that I pulled, that I was looking for, all of them up until the Hateful Eight. Like all the...
Well, Jackie Brown,
Yeah.
you know, you got to feel some improv niggers, though.
Reservoir Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs is insane.
True Romance,
No,
Pulp
Steve
Fiction.
Buscemi says it all the time. Like, you know, the way he makes white guys say it, and it's startling.
When he's writing the movie, all he has to do is hit the end.
You want to hear
key
some
Oh, no,
of
you
it?
don't want
nigger
to
would
text
come
good
up.
night with his phone.
You want to hear some of it?
NIGH, whoa. You know, you've got a black friend. You got a black friend. He says, "Listen, I cleaned up your house for you because I'm staying here, and I'm gonna hit the hay." And you text, "Good night." And it says, "Good nigger." I'm sorry, I borrowed Tarantino's phone.
Yeah,
You cleaned up the house, yeah. Good nigger.
I'm going over my nigger's
I'm
house.
sorry, the G just spelled it out. It's supposed to say night. Whatever.
Just at the end.
Good luck with Michael Richards at the home. Good nigger.
I'll see you tomorrow, nigga.
Oh, what does that mean?
Tomorrow night.
He just took it and really went.
No.
Oh, tomorrow, no. I didn't realize the brilliance of that.
You see?
What is that, Dan? Is
They,
that website?
they have
the word, the N word. Are black people up in arms about it?
I guess not.
Well, no, like,
not
you know, 'cause
yet.
Don Johnson says it a bunch of times in the Django.
Right.
That's astonishing. But the craziest one is still in Pulp Fiction, when the scene where Ving Rhames and Bruce Willis are fighting, and they go into that bar right before they get the guy who fucks him in the
Okay,
head.
yes.
Okay. The redneck guy sees them fighting. Bruce Willis gets his foot on the Ving Rhames' neck, and he's got the gun to his face. The fucking redneck guy, talk about hitting a line out of the park.
Get your
Got this guy from a Klan meeting.
Yeah.
Take your foot off the nigger. Take your foot off the nigger and put your gun on the counter.
back away.
And then,
from
like,
the-
Bruce Willis is like not doing it. He goes, "I'll say it again. Take your foot off the nigger. Put your gun on the counter." Quentin, one more time.
back away from the nigger.
Oh.
That was
I mean, again,
insane.
nowadays that is startling. Because there's, you know, Guinea, WAP, I'm Italian. I'm not offended. I'm not offended by anything. I'm a comic. I don't give a shit if you say Guinea or WAP. But you got to admit, the N word it's the granddaddy. That stops things. That's a startling word. It's very offensive, which is why it's so effective. Cunt.
Yeah,
Very
that's
effective with a
another
woman.
stop.
I would never hit a woman, but God, it feels good to get that cunt every once in a while.
Yeah. A
You know,
cunt
you
is-
wind up, like a Jackie Gleason. You are a cunt.
Just to see their eyes open.
Shut
so
up,
wide.
cunt.
Yeah. That is a.
Their eyes open. He sounds like an expert.
Yeah.
You know, their eyes open at that 48-degree angle?
Yeah, fucking,
You ever call a woman that on stage?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
My mother.
I didn't have. I know Bob.
No,
but-
no.
My mother.
Yeah.
Mom, you were sitting there? No. No, I would, you know,
got mouthy,
the
Mom.
funniest thing is Joe Matarese never does it. Joe Matarese opened for me at Carnegie Hall. And a woman, you know, it's a Stern crowd at Carnegie Hall. You forget it's not the Isaac Stern crowd. It's Howard Stern. And they wouldn't, Matarese's family was there, and this woman kept yelling out over the punchlines, which is there's good acoustics in there. He couldn't get the punchlines out. He was getting very frustrated. So in Carnegie Hall, Matarese of all people goes, "My family's here, you cunt." And, 8-minute ovation. And he came back, he thought I'd be mad. I go, "Dude, that was fantastic."
Exactly.
Yeah, Sometimes, how about you? Well, I've seen you work with the crowd, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you
sometimes
you
you
got to
gotta-
make sure the audience is on your side before
Right.
you.
You let them-
You can bait them. You know what
Yes,
I mean?
yes.
Let them
That's
let them
the
heckle
thing.
you.
Right.
Beat on you a little bit.
Come on, I got you.
times.
Yeah,
Three
guess what's
times.
coming?
Exactly.
Yeah, once the audience.
It feels
turns,
good.
It does. I mean, it fucking shuts them.
But you have it in your intro. It's on him.
Yeah, but the whole thing is that they want the attention, so they talk during the act. They won't talk
Well,
before the show.
a hot chick, you realize, at a
hot
comedy
chick.
show, a hot chick, you realize no one ever tells her to shut up.
Never.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we fucking love to do
I'm not going to fuck you either way, honey.
to. So it doesn't matter.
Guess what?
You're a cunt.
Oh, and people love when you say that.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly, no one's ever told you this, sweetie, but guess what? There's a first time for everything.
Yeah.
Shut up, you cunt.
People listen to your shit at the bar afterwards.
Steve Byrne fucking got a chair broken over his head at the
Oh,
comic strip.
did
for
he
that.
really?
Yeah. That was
When?
big
How
news.
How long ago?
Probably like 8 years ago.
Steve's a good guy.
Well,
oh no,
Steve-
you know what? I know that.
Steve was getting
I
heckled.
know that story. Okay, that's right.
And they were going at it, and the couple decided to leave. It was a couple, right?
Right.
And as they're leaving, he goes, "Yeah, that's right. Leave and take that cunt with
Oh,
you."
my God.
And then the guy was like, "You know what? Now I got to
Wow.
go back and break a chair over your
Oh,
head."
the guy. See,
the
that's the
guy-
thing. In Jersey, you never realize. At Stand Up New York once, there was a guy who looked like a dude. They were from Staten Island.
Yeah.
I should have known better, man. He had the leisure suit on. He looked like fucking De Niro and Goodfellas, man. When he goes, we got to get out of there tonight. That same outfit.
Yeah.
Woman with the hair, classic, and I said, she was loud. And I said, I'm going to tell my next joke if that's all right with Mrs. Gotti. Gets a laugh. I look over once in a while. The guy is looking at me, man, from the time I said that. Like,
Stare.
forget it. Dude, I mean, like, his eyes were putting lime on me in a hole. So now I'm starting to get like you realize you're in the fucking New York area.
Yeah.
It could be,
They come out.
I
They
insult.
still come
Yeah, no
out.
kidding.
They
And I
still come
insult.
out.
I insult his
happened to me a
wife.
few
I'm not
times.
Bobby Vinton being polite with a love song at the Copa.
But how does somebody get on a stage?
Well,
and
I
actually
apologize
hit
to the
you?
guy.
Yeah.
I waited like, hey, look.
But how does somebody get on a stage and hit you with a chair when you're
Well, it was
above
after
them?
the show, right? I mean, the guy was
During
rude.
the show, they were.
The guy wasn't rude.
Oh, it was during the show.
Well,
Yeah.
he went to go after Steve. Steve turned to run, and the guy grabbed the chair.
Oh, that's
You
a great
never
closer.
run. You have the height over him. When he's coming up, you hit him with
Nah,
the mic
dude, it's
stand.
like, Bob, the thing that you did in the New York Comedy Club was hilarious. The guy wouldn't stop. The guy was really being obnoxious to me. And he claimed to be a guy, too. And a lot of them go to Boca.
Yeah.
And the
couldn't
guy
take
looked
it.
at me, wouldn't stop looking at me. I said, dude, all right, calm down. And Levy out of nowhere just, you sucker punch him? All I see is Levy's ass go over a couch.
I just fucking hit him. The guy wouldn't.
Your
stop.
ass, you tackled him. And your
Yeah.
ass flew over the couch with him.
I don't give a fuck because he's bothering him for
He
no
wasn't like
reason.
being physical or anything.
No, he was just like going.
He was scary, though.
I
He was
don't give
scary.
a fuck. It doesn't matter because you're my friend and
But I wasn't in trouble.
But it doesn't matter. The guy was annoying.
Casey was there, too. Casey,
Yeah, he was bothering Casey too.
No, Casey was mad. Casey's
So I just hit him.
he can handle himself.
Yeah, and
Casey
then a big
Armstrong.
brawl.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
big brawl broke
Now,
out.
Casey can fight, too. Yeah, that's like,
But
I've seen that, too.
It was fun. It was only.
It was fun.
No,
All I
because-
saw was your ass and like cheap Target sneakers, and the guy's leisure suit.
But listen,
What?
we got paid.
Did we?
We got paid.
That's the guy Don Siegel.
Yeah, that was the time
The guy
he
Don
goes-
Siegel had such a speech impediment.
How many fights were out at that place?
That's
That was
crazy.
the only place where fights broke out was in Boca.
Well, you would
'cause
get us at that hotel that was, a little.
iffy. Yeah.
well.
What'd you say? You went to the pool and what
And
happened?
I got sold for Newports to the other side of the pool.
The first
Thanks,
time
Bob,
there-
for the booking.
Yeah. No, the first time there, we had the greatest hotel on the water. Remember that? It was fucking amazing.
Yeah,
We're playing
what happened?
football. The second time
We got
back-
more successful. The hotel got shitty.
Yeah, but we got more money. That's the problem.
What does that mean?
They paid us more
Okay, the
money
extra
and gave
18
us
to
shitty-
1 more money.
They gave us more money, but they
What is
gave
that
us shitty-
negotiation?
I don't know what the fuck happened.
Yeah, I'll give you a little more money, but you gotta stay at the fucking,
The hotel's booked out. I turned off the phone.
Yeah, no, with Don Siegel. Don Siegel was the guy.
I can't understand him. I don't know what the fuck he said.
I'll tell the story.
All right, do it.
No, the guy Don Siegel, who was a New Yorker, but he ran the club with Al Martin, and it used to be called Boca Nuts, which was so funny.
Fucking
in Boca
gay.
Raton, which is a great name, I think. I mean, if you're gonna go cheesy, just go cheesy. So they changed it to the New York Comedy Club, meaning they get New York comics, I guess. And the guy had such a speech impediment. If he was giving you a message, you understood every fourth word. And I said, like, it was like, Artie, your mother called, said what's a cancer. What? Artie, your sister called, she got in a Buick, it's an accident.
What? Yeah. Artie, like, what did he
Call her
say?
back. That's at Bob Ford's show. That's at 80% door.
Yeah. I go, I think he offered us another show at 5
Bob,
o'clock.
again, talking like a workhorse. I'm doing an hour every show. Casey does 9 minutes of fucking dick jokes. You're off after 20 minutes. You got a fucking carafe of vodka in your hand talking to a broad. I got to do an hour. We got 3 shows that night. I leave. He calls me in my room at 2 o'clock and goes, Artie, you want to do a 4th show? A matinee? what am I, the lead of Les Mis? We're doing a matinee. Extra $8,000.
Yeah, but
Well, Bob, there's not enough cocaine right now.
Yeah, but that was when it was just, it was hitting. And they just, it was
How about a theater? You ever hear that word?
I know, but we didn't know that. Artie, that was the first gig I
doing
ever
a
booked
matinee.
you.
We didn't know that.
First gig I ever booked you at.
What didn't you know?
You were
know
working with
theaters
John,
existed?
and then we talked about going to Florida.
Yeah.
It was 5 shows. Then all of a sudden they sold out
In 2 nights.
and then all of a sudden he's like, let's do a 5 o'clock show, and he's like mumbling,
Yeah, but I'm doing the hour.
What?
I'm the one doing an hour.
But I did more than that, and whatever.
What?
I don't remember those fucking days. I was
right.
fucking high.
And
I was
clearly.
fucking, I was a mess back then. But
What was
call-
I, Jack LaLanne?
Yeah, exactly. But I didn't know that either.
Back when I was teaching a spin class on the time?
Yeah, but I would call them and go, I think they want to do like a 3 o'clock show.
They want to do. You want to do.
No, I didn't give a fuck. We were there, but
Guess who's getting the child support early?
If you weren't gonna do it, we were not gonna do it.
No kidding.
I know. So I would give you. I
was well aware of that.
I relayed what Don I thought said to
understand.
me.
I understand.
He said 3, and I think I said he.
We're opening up old wounds.
Yeah, we had a great time. It was a fucking
Oh, it was a blast.
fucking brawl
I went
broke out.
by the pool and told the Crips that I was going to do a 4th. Yo, man, you doing a 4th show, man.
It's the early bird special.
You're working your ass too hard, motherfucker.
It was before an early bird special that
Yeah,
show
whatever.
on Saturday, but we didn't know, and
Let's just drop it.
Okay.
Did I do the 4th show?
Yeah, you did.
Brunch in Artie Lang.
They offered you a lot of money.
Steak Lab
to
at
do
the
it.
diner you used to book. It literally said steaks, chops, Artie Lang.
You remember that? That was the funniest thing.
Chops was a great middle.
That was when the guy had that big fucking light bulb on. He was poking you. That was another.
That was a
great
Philly crowd.
Yeah.
I lost a bunch of money on the Eagles that weekend. I mentioned it on Stern. These people took time to do this. They got a picture of Randall Cunningham's face and they made it their face like a mask.
Yeah.
Like, because I lost money on the Eagles.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you guys are crazy.
That's how they are
scary. You
down
took
there.
time to do that?
Yeah.
And then he books us in a room. There's it's under construction. The construction guys leave those long, cylindrical bulbs
Yeah.
for a big, long
Right,
light
yeah.
fixture. It was underneath one of their tables.
Yeah.
And about 8 feet long. I'm doing my act. I feel something poking me in my neck. I look over. It's one of those Eagles fans. He's got the thing, and he's going like there was a lion in a cage. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And I feel it's cutting my neck. It was cutting my neck. Then I yelled at the guy. The guy drops, and he comes a big guy, gets me in the head like, do this shot. Do the fucking shot. I go, dude, I'm driving. And he goes, it's all right. I'm a trooper.
Yeah, it's true story.
Hand to God. It's all right. I'm a state trooper.
That's a true story.
I go,
man.
I'm in a crazy person's house.
Yeah.
I'm at the diner of crazy people.
But the funny
In
thing
between
is,
shows, like Taylor Ham and Egg, can't beat that.
You were so fucked up that show. I get up the stage, the second show. I go, "Where's Artie?" They go, "He's laying under the table,
Under the couch.
You are under the couch." And I go, "Artie, you got to go up." And he goes, "Just go back on." And I'm like, "What are you fucking kidding? There's gonna be a fucking riot."
Virginia Tech didn't cover.
Yeah, he's under the table. He goes on stage.
I used to have
fucking-
thousands of dollars on a game.
and killed.
Cocaine is coming out of my pocket.
Yeah, he fucking
Trooper
destroyed.
got me in a headlock.
And he just woke up out
a
of a
Fellini
fucking
movie.
It was unbelievable. I found
What
him.
that's hard to kill. Like Beetlejuice. Oh.
I know, but you were under a fucking couch sleeping. I had to find you.
You weren't that nice about it either. You were like, come on, I'm going to get sued. Levy in those days, like he'd be in the back, like cash. Like they give him cash, like Levy's in the back. It's like, give your money to the Jew in the back. You look like someone from the Bible. The money.
But I was good
2010.
with it. I was good with it. I always
You were the
spread it
evil
out.
Jew.
No, I was the evil
Mel
Jew.
Gibson, that Passion of the Christ, it's so anti-Semitic. When the Jews pay the Romans to kill Christ, the Jewish guy throws the money to the Roman in slow motion. The hook nose on the actor Mel Gibson found, his arm almost hits his nose. That's so pronounced. It's like Mel Gibson, he found the hook in his nose. His arm almost hit his nose. I hurt my arm throwing the money to kill the Christ.
had to throw a curveball. No, but like we had money and it was just handed to us and just fucking Artie here, take this, take this.
So anyway,
Take this.
there's somebody put all the N words together
What do you mean?
on a program.
The Tarantino movie?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? I don't understand what you're
They
saying.
put all the movies and all the times he says nigger in the Tarantino.
Boy, you say it really good. That's a Chicago accent.
Yeah.
Italian beef, nigger. All the times he says nigger. That Chicago accent.
Yeah.
You want some Italian beef, nigger? You got to go more with the that ER is pronounced.
You gotta
in
get it
Chicago.
in
It's
there.
really pronounced.
That's what gets them mad.
Come on, Michael Jordan. you know what I'm going to say. How much time does Derrick Rose hear that word?
Oh,
You're injured again, nigger? You're ruining the Italian beef festival.
$100 million.
Yeah, well, let me tell you something.
Broken.
Let me tell you something. That is, he really is the biggest disappointment maybe in the history of sports.
Yeah.
Derrick fucking Rose, man. I feel the direct opposite of Jordan, man. He's never there. He's hurt. What is he hurt right now?
Yeah, he had a
Guaranteed contract.
Unbelievable.
Unreal.
Every year. Every fucking year.
And he's only 23, right? It's like how old
He's
is he now?
24. I think
He's
he's 24,
yeah.
20. Yeah.
Well, look, I'm glad he's not a nickel. The Knicks are just as disappointing. We paid a guy $15 million a year, doesn't even suit up. Phil Jackson. What's he gonna say? $15 million a year for a guy who doesn't wear a uniform?
That white guy that they got's pretty good. The center.
Who?
The new center.
Yeah.
The
Foreign guy.
But they lost to Brooklyn last night.
The foreign guy. That's another way of saying a white
They're
guy.
no Cleveland.
They did, right? Cleveland. Well, you're a Cleveland
Cleveland's
fan now.
good. Yeah, Cleveland's got.
Why? So you married the wife from Cleveland? You became a Cleveland fan?
Yeah, I watched them when they were good. I watched them when they were horrible, and they were still enjoyable.
And you made a connection with the Cavaliers?
I did make because you know what it is. You get to meet them. They, like when
You
you go.
do?
Yeah.
How?
Like, when I go to the games,
How
I
do you
walk
get to meet
right
the
down. I walk right down.
I mean, like a kid meets you with a Sharpie? I mean, like what are you
Yeah,
doing?
yeah. I go right down,
Bob,
and
what are you talking
I
about?
talk to them on Twitter, the announcers, and I said we're going to come down and
What
meet
announcers?
you. Who is it?
Your life is crazy.
No, I just tell my
When do you
wife
talk-
follow me, and she goes, "You can't go
So
down
you're a
there."
crazy fan that they're like afraid
No,
of.
I walk down. They know I'm coming, and I say, "Hey, what's up?"
don't know you're
And-
coming.
Yes,
If the security guy whispers it.
No, they
That guy's coming.
I get pictures with
You're the comedian?
with Mr. Cav.
Right.
You know, Austin Carr,
the comedian with
you
the new
know,
joke?
and we met
Austin Carr.
Austin Carr, you know, the announcer, and he's a legend over there.
So what is happening?
And we get
You tweet Austin Carr?
yeah.
And what's he say back?
he says? "Bah, see you at the game."
And you're waiting for them?
we
What
walked
about
down
LeBron's
before the
mom?
game,
You ever
and then
meet her?
we met Kyrie's dad.
Well, how was this
we
conversation
met
going on? I'm trying to get to the bottom of this.
Kyrie Irving.
Can we do
met,
this later?
Well, I don't know. I'm
No,
just
I
saying,
want to know
man,
what.
I'm a
It's
powerful
odd.
man.
You're a 52-year-old guy.
I can do what the fuck I want. If I want,
I know you can do what you want, but
what
what do you? I don't understand. You're waiting for an autograph?
No, I walked down there and I said, "Hey, we just tweeted."
So you just go there to
you
say
know me.
hi?
They know me, yeah. And I say, "Hey,
They
what's
don't
up, Bob?"
know you, Bob.
They do know me.
No, they don't.
They do. Ask my wife. She thinks I'm crazy going down and doing. I talk to them on.
And
the
what do
thing.
you say?
I say, "What's up, man?" I go, "I think Tristan's."
Did you run the new joke by them?
Yeah, I run it by, and they go, "It's pretty good."
Are you his wife, man? Yeah, you cool with that joke?
No, but
So
you
who are you
just go-
friendliest with?
Um,
LeBron James knows you?
I never met LeBron James.
Who'd you meet?
We met Tristan.
Tristan?
It's hard to say his name. Even Mr. Carr can't.
It's hard
his
to say your name.
Tristan Thomas.
Tristan?
We met. My wife met Mo Williams. They hang out, and you understand.
And what do you do?
You just say hello to them.
And so
you talk to them. We talk to Kyrie.
What's an
Irving's
average
father.
conversation?
Probably about 20 minutes. With
No, I
his
don't mean
father.
length. What do you talk about?
We talked about him bringing
Wait,
up
Kyrie
his kid.
Irving stops and talks to you for 20 minutes.
His father did. His father did.
Okay, now we're getting it.
No, but Kyrie Irving sat
That
there
was his
and
father.
he took pictures and
His
and
neighbor.
he talked. And they're very polite because they're in a city
It's his
of normal
father.
people.
It's not him.
It was him. My wife's got a picture on her Twitter
It's
with
his
him.
father or him?
No, it's him. It's Kyrie Irving.
You just said it's his father.
But we met his father because he was walking
who
around and
who
she
talks to you for
noticed
20
him.
minutes?
The father did. but the guy's
Kyrie Irving goes
playing a
like this.
game. Jesus fucking Christ. We go down there and say hello to them. They're fucking normal people.
But don't you think that's a little odd? You're like
No,
a
it's
third
not.
grader.
What?
You're excited about that? That Kyrie Irving says hi to you from a distance?
No, my wife is a fan, you fuck.
So what does that mean? That's
So
a
she
little odd
wants
too.
to get a picture and talk to him. I say, yeah, this is how you do boom. And we do it.
Yeah, you do boom.
Yeah, you walk down there and you fucking,
This
they know
is
who
very
you are.
disconcerting.
Hey, look, hey. that's
You
the
do?
way-
What did you do this in Philadelphia?
Yeah.
You did really?
Yeah. And in
Are there any other
Cleveland,
guys
they
your
hang
age
out at
there?
a bar and they go, "Hey, we're going to be."
Are there any
there."
other people
What?
your age there doing that?
I don't
With
know.
that other kids
I
they're
don't
with?
give a fuck. Truthfully, I just do what I want to do. So I don't
know.
look around.
All right.
If I
But
talk,
you'd make fun of anybody else who did this. That's you know. you
no.
would.
Look. I enjoy what they do as announcers. They're great announcers.
Oh no, I
Austin
mean
Coward.
players or announcers.
Players too. As players, they're
So
fucking.
you talk to the
unbelievable.
announcers' dads.
No, you see, you're crazy. You know what? I'm gonna fucking trade a baby for fucking angel dust if you keep.
Bob,
it
I'm
up.
trying to get to the bottom of this.
No, I'm saying we meet the players.
Is there a guy currently on the Cleveland Cavaliers who would see you and go, "That's Bob Levy. I know him from the conversations after the show."
Probably.
The answer is no.
Kyrie Irving.
No, the answer's no,
Probably
Bob.
Tristan. Yeah.
The guy who can't pronounce his name,
Tristan
friend.
Thompson. Yeah.
Tristan Thompson.
Yeah.
You know who can do that? The security. Oh shit, that's Bob Levy.
Yeah.
Crap.
They don't do
keep
shit
going,
to
Kyrie,
me.
keep going.
They know. They fucking let me walk right
Tweet
up
him right
to
now.
them.
Tweet Kyrie Irving. Say it's Bob from after the games.
I'm gonna hit Mr. Carr up. Okay.
No, not his dad.
I don't text.
I don't care about his dad.
No, Austin Carr is. The
I asked if
fucking
you knew a
greatest
guy
announcer.
on the Cavaliers.
I do. We go down every fucking game and we get to talk to them. And
You
then we go
sound
back
like a
to our
crazy,
seat.
like, dentist.
We're not. We say hello. We're fucking appreciate you coming to fucking this
So that
shitty
doesn't
town.
mean you know them.
I don't know them. They
Okay,
know who
fine. We
I
got to the
am.
bottom of
We
it.
can wave and they'll go, "Hey, I
Okay,
know
you're
them."
a guy with seats
I
to the
don't
game.
hang out with fucking
Well, you're a guy who has
fucking
seats
LeBron
to the
James.
Cavaliers game.
No, I go and walk down from wherever the fuck I am.
So you're
and
a
I
crazy
go,
fan.
No, and I say she want to take a picture with you. You know, no, take a picture. I do what the fuck I
How
want.
many pictures you need?
Every time they come to town, we say hello.
What town? You're in town. Oh, you're here when they come
Yeah,
here.
they don't come here all the fucking time. And who the fuck goes to the 76ers fucking
You.
game? Yeah, only because the fucking Cavs are there.
Okay. So you admit you just don't know them. You're just a guy who go. Well, so don't tell. I'm saying don't say that to people.
I'm not.
Because it seems weird.
What am I saying?
You're saying I know the guys.
I know some of the guys. Yes,
It's
I
like
do.
Dan said he knew Matt. Who? Williams? Mitch Williams.
Mitch Williams.
And
Mitch
Mitch Williams
Williams.
clearly had no idea. What to
Really?
And Dan started sweating from the lie.
He knows me.
Now, he probably did. He's dumb. He's a retard.
He was a good pitcher at one time.
Do the black guys know about you and the N word?
No. I'm nice today. I call him Mr. Carr. I don't call him Mr. Nigger.
Jesus Christ.
No, I mean they're very
What is a Tarantino film?
well. It turned into fucking.
I'm sorry I
one.
brought
mean,
this
I'm
up.
just saying. So I know black people.
Okay.
You get all upset, Artie. Sorry.
I didn't say that.
You know black people?
Yeah. All right.
Let's move on.
Let's move on.
I believe that less. Well,
He talks to black people.
Yeah.
Okay, this is gonna. We want to talk about great athlete stuff. You have the tape of. Okay,
Right.
Antonio Cromartie, the defensive back for the Jets. He's got 14 children with 12 women.
Yeah, it's
okay.
amazing.
He married a girl recently, and supposedly she's has twins, and the end of the season's coming up, and she's upset because Cromartie's going to be home. And she told the press this. She was like, "That it's such a funny piece of tape because she's really mad that he's going to be home all the time. She likes being in the house by herself." And this is her. This is really her. Not kidding.
Y'all want to know what else I'm mad about? This playoff shit. My husband is going to be home every damn day. Every day. I'm going to have to get up every damn day and act like I'm doing something. Act like I'm cleaning. Act like I'm throwing something away. Going to the grocery store. Doing all those wife things that I normally do, but at my own pace when I'm ready to do it on my time. Because he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't notice, when he's at work, he's so focused on work and studying and sleeping, getting his body done. He doesn't care what goes on at home. But now it's going to be like, are you going to sit there all day? Are you going to watch your shows? You still on your phone? You're going to what are we eating tonight? It's going to be a whole bunch of bullshit I didn't have to go through since he's been at camp, should have an off-season program for the wives. Because once these guys, I was going to call them something else, once they get off of work, it's hell in home. Yes, it's hell at home. I mean, they go into the door, checking on deliveries and stuff. Oh, you bought something else? Yeah, I buy stuff every week. Come home and act brand new like we don't have Prime. Yeah, order something. I always order something. That's what I do. You work, I spend money.
Holy shit! First of all, the funniest thing about the whole thing is you put your headsets on 4 minutes into the bit.
No, I heard it.
You did?
But,
Well, why'd you put the headsets on?
Because I wanted to hear it a little clearer.
Like you clearly thought you could get away without hearing it. You saw me laughing.
He lowered it.
And you put your headset.
No, he lowered it.
Why'd you lower it?
Huh?
He lowered the main thing.
Why'd you lower it?
Because it was a little loud.
Yeah.
It was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For who?
For the machine.
Oh,
For the machine.
Fine with me.
Yeah.
It was allowed for the machine.
Yes.
What would happen?
Nothing. I lowered it. It was fine.
Yeah, that's
What
why
would
I
happen to the machine if you kept it at the other volume?
It would
It would be pushover.
it would distort when it got at some point.
So you saw that and you put the headset
Yeah.
on. Why are the headsets not on? Because your hair?
No, I didn't ever see. I didn't even
Dude,
see them.
you
there.
tell me all the time.
Dude,
You're
I
afraid-
did not
You're
see
afraid
them.
it messes up your
No,
hair?
I did not see them there.
You tell me all the time.
I do. If I have to do something afterwards, I keep them like this. You
What are you
fuck.
doing? What are you doing afterwards?
I'm doing nothing. I didn't see him on a fucking table
meeting
until
Kyrie Irving's dad?
I was looking around. Yeah, maybe I am. You fuck. But those fucking bitches.
I got a big dinner.
They fucking uneducated.
No.
fucking-
It's so funny. It's hilarious. I mean, she
Yeah,
is like
that's
clearly. I mean, I don't know if
bullshit.
some of it's a put on, but she's trying to be funny. But that is hilarious. I
That's
mean, first of all,
bullshit.
she goes, "He's getting his body all duck." What does that mean?
And-
Second of all, she goes, "He's studying." You ever see the Jet secondary? What's he studying? A guy in the secondary. You cover the guy.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Fucking 4-3 defense? You see that guy? He can't catch the ball.
What's
That's
A
it.
plus?
Study over. Class over.
7 times 6.
Do what Darrell Rivas does. I mean, studying. That's your biggest.
She's gonna
nightmare.
have
Now
to
she's pregnant
do
with twins.
stuff.
Pregnant with twins, which means 16 kids, 15 women.
Sounds like she's going to be a good mom.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's where she's putting
She's
her
gonna
energy.
be
I'm
throwing
getting
out
up at my
kids.
own pace.
Yeah.
First of all, what's he pulling down here? She doesn't have a cleaning woman. I got to get up and clean. No, you don't.
Pretend.
I gotta
Pretend.
make
I gotta
believe I'm
pretend.
No, you
doing
don't. Yeah,
stuff.
Andrea,
I gotta
what's
pretend.
the greatest thing ever? What's your face? Donald Trump's wife.
Melania.
Okay, this is what she says. They ask her about her day. She goes, "Well, I'm not at the campaign trail because, unlike other rich women, I do it all myself. I raise my son myself. I don't have a nanny. Really, I have a chef and an assistant. That's it.
That's
She goes,
it.
I have a chef and an assistant. I do it all on my own." Cut to a homeless woman in the Bronx with 4 kids. You have a chef? Yeah, no, she doesn't have a nanny. She has a chef that cooks all the meals and an assistant who she says, "Okay, you're a nanny today." People are so out of touch.
But the good thing is,
Did she really
about-
say that? My God.
Yeah, but the thing is that she was upset that now she has to make believe she's doing
She
shit.
said that. I know it's crazy.
And it's like
like
this
that
guy's
old,
bringing home millions.
It's like the Bill Hicks joke. His boss says, "Can you at least pretend like you're working? Why don't you pretend like I'm working?" Yeah, again, she right. I mean, yeah, he's bringing home God knows what. And Cromartie, is he the kind of guy who'll be an announcer afterwards? I mean, where's he going to pull down money after?
Let's listen to
He
him.
makes $3-4 million, 14 kids.
That-
Come on,
that's
man.
a lot.
12 women, they all got a handout. What's he make a year? I mean, don't trust the website. It says I make $8 million a year. It's ridiculous. I will be soon. A lot going on.
I have
What's this?
Karis, who was 3.
This is
I
Marty?
have
This is him.
my junior, which is 3.
His
I
kids.
have my daughter, who just turned 3 as of yesterday. I have another son named Tyler. He turns 3 in December.
He's got 8
I got
kids, 3 years old.
daughter that was born October 16th named London. Another daughter that was born named Leilani, who's 2 years old. And I have my newborn with my wife. Her name is Jersey.
He names the state after they were born in.
How else
Is
is he going to
Missouri?
remember? He's got 14 kids.
He had 4 kids at the same time that were 3 years old.
That's unbelievable.
That's a hell of a road trip.
That's unbelievable. Now you could say, look, a rich man that's like Caesar, you spread your seed.
Yeah.
But you got to take care of these kids.
There's no way that guy's going to be an announcer.
No.
No way.
But you can't say his kids' names.
What did he name the last one?
He's going to
Jersey?
talk about the fucking Joe Montana offense. He's not exactly Dan Deerdorf. Listen, superb defense. I got one kid named Jersey. He's 3. Another kid named Matthew. He's 3. Another kid I had with a current chick. She's 2. Then there's the chick I had with the broad of Missouri. 3. Dan Deerdorf.
Delaware's 5.
Dan Deerdorf doing Cromartie's kids.
It's amazing.
There's
how-
Antonio Jr. He's in Manasquan. Manasquan, New Jersey. Then there's I got 8 in Jersey. Let's see, Matawan, New Jersey.
Plainfield.
There's Plainfield, New Jersey. I got 2 streets in Plainfield. All my kids in Jersey. And then there's a chick in San Antonio. I haven't met her, but I show a picture of her and the kid.
My son, Dead End.
Yeah. There's my other son, Drain Wallet.
Drain Wallet.
There's the other son I call Reason my siblings won't eat. Indian name. There's, my other kid, Reason Dad's homeless. Indian name.
Main Street.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to get a reality show.
That's what he's gonna have to do.
It's going to happen.
You're right, and it is with that chick home run.
Oh yeah.
Okay, put her in the equation. That's all you need. Where's Antonio? He's in the corner. No one can understand him.
18 and can't count. And
First of all, I told you the greatest thing my mother ever did. Greatest thing. Okay. I told my mother knew I knew Tracy Morgan a little bit, and I told her after the accident, I go, he's fine. I talked to him, and she likes him from 30 Rock. And I lied to her. I didn't talk to him.
yeah, get him on Twitter.
So she goes to me. She calls me up. True story. About a month ago, and says, "Oh God, I thought you said he was not brain damaged or anything. I'm watching an interview. I feel so bad. You can't understand him." And I go, "Really, Ma? Yeah." I put it on. It was an interview from 2002.
You never could understand him.
I start laughing. She goes, "What are you laughing at?" I go, "Ma, you don't know it. You just said the funniest thing of all time."
Yeah.
It was from 2002.
You can
You
understand
can't
him
understand a
better.
word he's saying.
Yeah. Now you can understand him better.
I thought you told me he wasn't brain damaged. I thought you told me he wasn't brain. I can't understand a word he's saying. It was the interview in 30 Rock got picked up. The interview.
And then the Trade Center went down.
Oh my God, that's fucking funny.
Oh God, that is so true. You can't understand him anytime.
It's funny
back
if after
then.
the accident he has like an English accent.
Yeah.
I'm
gets better.
going to get everyone pregnant.
He gets-
Got to hand it to the guy, man. When he got Saturday Night Live, he was living a block from Yankee Stadium. It's an American dream.
Mm-hmm.
It is. He had a bunch of kids.
well, now he's
now it is.
now forget it.
That joke, I can't open with that joke. I tell a joke. I go, I just saw Tracy Morgan's new house, and if there's any Walmart driver in the crowd, I'll be on exit 8 at 2 a.m. And I go, you can kill my opener. It's fine.
We're already dead anyway.
If you kill the opener, it's fine. Just make sure I live, and we'll cut a deal. And let's make it look good. Drink up. That gets ooh.
You know that driver's suing Walmart now.
He should. Everybody's trying to get money out of Walmart. Why not? You know what I mean? It's like, but what's he suing? What's the thing?
He was forced to work too many hours.
Well, is that true?
Yeah, probably.
Because I'll tell you what, he wasn't no booze, no drugs, right? It was just he was up for 24 hours.
And that section of the turnpike they were doing work out on.
Well, the
at
exit
time.
8, by the way, it's terrible.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's a merging kind of thing, and for a truck to stop, it takes about 30 seconds for them to jam on the brakes and really stop.
It's very dangerous.
It is. That's
Yeah.
why we have the truck lanes, and you really can't blame the guy because under construction it was nasty, that area.
Yeah, no, it was. And
But-
thinking, and thank God, I mean, you see that van. When I saw that van, I'm like, wow, the fact that anybody survived. And I talked to Artie Fuqua, the other kid who was in there.
Yeah,
he
he got
doesn't
fucked.
remember the accident.
He does?
No, he doesn't.
Oh,
He goes,
okay.
I remember being in the van talking. I don't remember anything after that. And, think about it. He was in a coma for 2 weeks or something. Woke up and, would you do that? Would you go through that? Wake up, you don't remember the accident, no pain. You get whatever Artie got. Enough for 3 Escalades.
Yeah, Artie's
but-
doing all right.
He's doing fine.
He's doing
is
all
he
right.
normal?
Think of all the
Cus-
mulatto kids that wouldn't be born.
Custom suits.
Is he
No,
normal?
Artie wears for a Tuesday night 10-20 spot. He wears a $4,000 suit.
Really?
Yeah.
He does. Artie did not miss a step.
And part of a license
step.
plate on him. No, but I'm saying, is he normal? Is he like?
Yes.
There's nothing.
Well,
wrong with him.
I think so. Artie's fine. I think so. Yeah.
What did Artie was talking to a couple girls.
He's
the other night.
fine,
Always
yeah.
talking to a couple of
Of
girls.
course he
and,
is. Yeah.
Jeff Ross sees him, and Jeff goes, it's a shame that accident took away his sex drive.
It made it bigger.
He's-
Yeah, he's more of us into it.
Oh yeah.
I gotta text him good night.
Where's Quentin?
Are you with those white chicks? Yeah. Good night. That is so funny.
Just
That
at the
is
end.
so funny. There's no way for that to look good when you text that.
Yeah.
It's always going to seem condescending. Take your foot off the. Oh God! I tell you, I don't think I'm a racist, but if I got that part and I see that line, oh my God, I'm excited. I'm allowed to say this.
Yeah. Can I play the redneck, please? Please.
Oh yeah.
That whole movie.
We
was
gave Nick a
fucking-
line, and Nick DiPaolo a line in beer league. He hit it out of the park.
Played a cop, right?
Yeah. A black guy hooked me up with some coke. Talking Grand Slam home run. So listen, the Tarantino thing again. A great movie, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Guy's a hell of a writer. Look, I don't remember not being entertained by a Tarantino movie. He's got Kill Bills are. I mean, she's amazing in them. Jackie Brown is whole. De Niro and Sam Jackson. The dynamic between those two and Jackie Brown is so funny. Reservoir Dogs for a guy is so fucking entertaining. And Pulp Fiction.
That I watch over and over.
Yeah,
I love that.
come on, man. He's impressive. Keeps going too. You got to check it out. Hateful Eight. 55 minutes in. Bob, you got to plug anything? You want to plug anything into halftime?
I'm going to be in AC this weekend. Go to RevBobLevy.com, and I'll be in Connecticut 2 weeks after that, and then I'll be in Vegas for the Super Bowl weekend.
Now, really, are you going to do that, by the way?
I'm going to do it, yeah.
Yeah,
me and
what
Mick
hotel?
Foley. It's in my phone. I can look it up.
No, that's all right.
They want us for Memorial Day if you want, and we can go back to
All right,
the
we're gonna
regular
do that.
thing. Yeah.
All right, we'll take a break.
We'll take a break.
Are we recording this?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
we are?
Yeah.
Dan sneaks up on you, man. Dan, you realize
let me
if
tell
my
you-
career ends, yours does too.
Yes, I
Briefly,
agree
until the
with
flight to Chicago. Wait. So we're on. So let's introduce him.
Go ahead, start now.
That was fine. We just said.
Yes.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Darius, you a white guy?
Surprisingly, yes, I am a white guy.
Where'd you get Darius from?
I don't know.
Your father lose a bet?
adopted. Well, no, yeah. Let me tell you, I'm adopted. So I go back to my mother after I got older, and I said, "Did you want to fucking get a black kid? Because you were certainly fucking picking names for it." And can you imagine? So I was adopted, but we moved to the South. And in high school, can you imagine the fathers that had heart attacks when girls were like, "Hey, Dad, I'm bringing home my new boyfriend, Darius."
Oh no, you're not.
Well, so exactly. Guess again. You know the show 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Daughter? No, it's actually one simple rule. One.
So
simple
I go
rule.
through my whole life being the white guy named Darius. So it's been an
Dude, it's
interesting
fine.
life.
It's fine. When is Darius a cool name? When your daughter tells you she's dating a guy named Darius. All right, so listen, I want to say this.
What's your last name?
Yeah, what's your last name? Jackson?
Washington.
Actually, I
Oh, not
can't.
your last name.
I-
Okay, no
because-
last names?
Yeah, because
Okay.
of my work, it's best I not. But I will tell you this:
What is
where
your work?
I grew up,
Okay.
where I grew up, it's an African American sounding name where I grew up. So
Right.
when I would say, here when they were calling roll, the teachers would look at me like, "Oh, this jackass."
Really?
Yeah,
So,
seriously. So
You're from the South. Well, let's tell you how. First of all, you're on with. You're a fan of the podcast, right?
for years, you buddy, you're one of my favorites all time.
Well, that's great. I mean, it must have been weird for you listening for years when I wasn't on. But no, I know.
all the
I
way
know what
back
you're saying.
from Stern.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And this is how I have a unique relationship with the fans. I really cherish it, the connection, because we can give each other shit as well as praise each other. You're on with Ryan Reese and the Reverend Bob Levy and myself and the great Dan Filato. But you guys are aware of the Bowe Bergdahl ship, the soldier who deserted his troops.
Yes.
You know the story?
Yes.
Do you really? Okay,
Yeah.
because that's important to this whole thing. Ryan, do you know the details on that?
Yeah.
Okay,
he,
yeah.
deserted, and
Right, he
the
left.
soldiers killed trying to find him.
Right.
And then we traded him for some hostages.
Yes, cool. And the 2 Marines. It seems like Bob doesn't know all that. Do you know all that?
Yes, I know what's going on.
Did you know what he just said?
Yes. We traded hostages.
Well, he just
Listen. Holy shit.
Do you know anything details that he didn't just say?
What?
Okay, Bob doesn't know the story, but
I do know the story. The guy was a fucking piece of shit.
Okay.
We should fucking hang him.
okay, you're closed-minded about it.
I'm not
No,
fucking
you're right. A lot of
close-minded.
people
He's
have that. A
scumbag.
lot of people have that opinion. You're right, and I presented, as an American can do, an opposite side of maybe he went. Look, not everybody is tough, and I think maybe when he was over there, he realized he might be going nuts, and that's a real thing, and he needed some help psychologically, and maybe it fell on deaf ears, and in a crazy sort of haze that can happen. And he felt maybe the best thing for everybody was, I'll just get out of here. Maybe that's safer because, when that post-traumatic stress disorder is a real thing, and if you feel it's coming on, you might leave thinking you're doing a good thing, and then you're, lost and you get captured by the Taliban, and guys who are heroes absolutely go out to try to find you, and they get killed. My argument was, God bless those guys, but they might have been killed on another mission. I mean, how about blaming George Bush for being over there in the first place? The guy might have went crazy. And I'm just saying, that's another argument. And a lot of people took offense to it. Danny is a liberal, and he was even offended by it. Right, Dan? What was your stand?
Yes, I thought that he should do some time. However...
Well, he was with the Taliban for 4 years.
However, it was very late at night when we were having the discussion. And,
you blaming it on that?
No, and I had not remembered all the details. And now I do, and then the next day when I read about it, I forgot that the people that investigated him said he should not do any more time.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yes, I forgot that.
He went and told people, look, I'm in trouble. I'm starting to lose it. And nothing happened. So you got to understand that maybe his rationale it could have been wrong. And I feel a lot of people in this country don't know this part of it. It's better off for everybody if I just get the fuck out of here. And that's not rational thinking. It was wrong. But he doesn't know guys are going to get killed, obviously. And again, those guys could have been killed doing something else.
But they are always going to go get their own soul.
Sure, we have that thing, don't leave a guy behind. And look, I'm not, those guys, are absolutely heroes, and it's a shame. But, I presented that side of it. Not even saying I totally agree with it, but, there's another side to it, maybe. And it's the side of a guy saying, look, I'm not as strong as you guys mentally. Not everybody is, man. I mean, I think it's a compliment to you guys who could go through it. I was there 8 days, and, I don't know if I could, ninth day, I might have started losing. I tried to buy Valium at the Kandahar airport.
I know.
Unfortunately, I bought Valium.
Well, let me ask you this, Artie. When you were there, I don't remember the story, but did you actually get IDF, or did rockets come in at one of the bases you were at?
We were told it was a mortar attack. We were supposed to do 6 shows, and after 3 of them, we had to do signings. We signed books and posters and all that stuff. So we did the stand-up show, and it was in Kandahar. And we got in these big, Hummers. And first of all, let me introduce who you are. So I said that, and on Twitter, you took, you were nice enough to say, look, I love you, Artie, but you're fucking wrong, and how about talking to a soldier about it? Mm-hmm. And I was upset because I appreciate you're a fan, and I tweeted you back. I go, look, it's a complicated thing. I don't mean to offend you. And then you tweeted back, and I said, why don't you come on the show? It'd be interesting because, you were over there. And how long were you there for?
My last trip, I've gone, let me clarify, I've gone both as a civilian and as a military member.
Okay.
My last tour was just shy of a year when we closed Iraq. So I was there for closing down of Iraq, which was an interesting thing.
So you shut down Baghdad and we tried to do in Vietnam with Saigon. It didn't work.
Yeah, basically Iraq went from Baghdad south. We started collapsing in, and then as the news showed, they went across the border in Kuwait, with much fanfare. Yeah. The time that I was in Afghanistan, I went as a civilian, still, sort of in the same capacity, but making a lot more money.
Right.
But I've done.
You were a contractor, or were you a contractor or something? Were you over there?
Yeah. So now I'm still in the National Guard. So
were you working for Halliburton? Were you working for Halliburton?
Blackwater.
No, shoot, I would be. And now Blackwater, Bob, actually is no longer gone. But I can tell you, the group that I work with now, we were around before Blackwater, and we've lived beyond Blackwater. Right. They were sort of cowboys. But
a more accurate term is brownwater.
Yeah, if you want working for Blackwater, don't use Quentin's phone.
Exactly. I know. When you listen to the podcast, you'll understand what the fuck I'm saying. But so now we're calling you Darius, and that I understand you don't want anything else out there. But clearly you've killed some people. So what capacity were you there military-wise? Are you willing to say that? I mean, you could say whatever you want. But
yeah. So when I left Iraq, I was in the Guard for that tour, and I'm a crew member on a Black Hawk helicopter.
Oh, wow. All right. I met those guys, man. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of the better parts of the job is taking the celebrities around because we get up close pictures a lot of times.
Right.
But it's just you get to see the whole of the country.
Right.
Right. It certainly can be more dangerous. Those guys that go out on the ground go out 10, 15 guys at a time. Mm-hmm. On the aircraft, if we're empty, it's the four of us.
Would it have been Darius? Would it have been disappointing if I was your celebrity?
No. Hey, look. You know who I had? I had Chaka Khan. So tell me.
Wow. Did
Are
you
you
hear?
sure you're not black?
Yeah. Would it be crazy if you heard it wrong and you went, "You're not James Caan." You said Chaka.
Oddly enough, she saw my name on my helmet, and then when I took it off, she was disappointed.
Want to see my other helmet, Chaka?
I would have ran to the
I'm
Taliban.
Chaka. You're not James Caan. This is terrible. So in other words, to answer your question, okay, on the way to the signing from the stand-up gig, it was it was me and Nick DiPaolo, David Tell, Baba Bowe, that's the best way to say it. The Marine. By the way, Gary drew a Go Mets on a missile that was going to kill people. He destroys a manly thing that it's going to kill the enemy with a gay Mets sign.
And it probably, and you know it. And that missile missed its fucking target.
Yeah, Bob killed people in Pakistan. Okay, and the Marine that was in charge of us, and Jimmy Florentine. So that's the crew. And we're two Humvees following each other, and it was like out of a movie. It came over the wire, the radio, the driver heard incoming, take cover. And he goes, it's a mortar attack. I said, okay. And the black kid, the Marine in charge of guarding me, who made a lot of fat jokes. That's the guy who told me. I did in my stand-up. There's the guy who told me if a bomb hits me, I'm just going to be dust. And I really goes, you're going to be a lot of dust. And he goes, I got to sweep that shit up, so have an apple, motherfucker. I said, the premise of your joke is you want me to lose a bunch of weight before the dust, so you have less sweeping to do.
That's hilarious.
Great kid. He was actually, and you don't want to get. That was the thing. I didn't want to get too close to anybody. I said I don't want to like him because, God forbid, you hear something like
Yeah.
Oh God. So anyway, that's what happened. We pulled over, and there were these big concrete, looks above ground coffins with open at each end, and me and Attell and Florentine, all the six of us, stood in the middle of it in the dark, while four Marines with AK-47s on each side of the bunker or whatever we were in guarded us, and literally they were playing cards. They didn't seem too aggravated or scared. So we weren't. We were joking around, and we signed the wall. I signed Dane Cook. I was trying to be funny. And that was it. So, and then after about 45 minutes, they let us out. They go, everything's fine. And we went back and did the signing, and that was it. That was the whole thing. So, you asked for what reason? I mean, you want to just hear about it, or it's...
but I was just curious if you experienced it. So the place that I was based at in Iraq was called Basra. It was the furthest south. It was really a hotbed of activity at the end. They all hated us. So what you experienced there, we practically got almost every night.
Yeah. No, dude, okay, what I'm going to say is you're right. I mean, you got to be tough motherfuckers is my point.
Yeah.
And if you sign up for it, you might not, you might think you're tough and you realize you're not. If I had to stay for longer than 8 days, I don't know what would have happened. First of all, I was going to break a masturbation record. That's the great one of my favorite David Tell stories. No, well,
you got to be kidding. But
did you jerk off a lot there?
Oh, let me tell you what. Yeah. So we had these tents, and you learn to successfully get it done with 3 other guys in the room who can't see you. You got 2 guys on the other side of the cinder block playing Xbox, pissed off at Tiger Woods golf, and you got these alarms going off that you're getting incoming, and you're just right there, and you got to learn to play through and get it done. And
incoming, I'm outcoming.
Which way you duck?
2 of my favorite Attell stories happened over there. 2 rules we had for doing stand-up. You couldn't talk about the commander-in-chief, who was George Bush at the time. I said, I didn't bring any liberal pussies, so I'm fine with that. And the other thing was you can't do jokes about masturbation. That was literally a rule. And they said, yeah, it's like an epidemic. So we're like, fine. So Attell's the first comic, and he actually said, this is so fucking funny. He goes, they say we can't talk about masturbating. That's a rule, and I'm going to adhere to that rule. I don't want to break any rules. What I'd like to do is start off with a story about a time I was fucking a sock with shampoo in it. 10-minute ovation. Laughter into ovation. And after that, we talked about everything. They didn't care. And it was great. It was so much fun. And the other thing about Dave Attell, after the mortar attack, it got in the papers. It was a picture of me and Baba Booey. It says, Howard Stern almost loses 2 of his jesters in Iraq. 2 awful pictures of me and Gary. And we were nervous. Our families were going to see that. And he said, we've got a phone. Florentine got a phone somehow. And we called our mothers and girlfriends and wives. Everything's fine. Give the phone to Attell. He's last. My hand to God, I hear him say, yes, I can do Wednesday and Thursday. He called in his availability times at the Comedy Cellar. Ask Esty about it. It's one of Esty's favorite stories. I said to Dave, are you calling in your avails? He goes, yeah, why? You have a mother, right? He goes, yeah, she'll be fine. He called the Comedy Cellar. I heard him go, Monday I could do late. That's a comedian. Or a Jew. Which is how Nick saw it. No, it was so funny. But anyway, that was the dynamic over there. And it was. Now, the last gig we had, Darius, this is where I met you guys, they actually told us, they said, look, real famous people we wouldn't take to this gig. It's very dangerous. They actually kind of alluded to that. And we said, fuck it, we'll go, because they said these guys really need it, because they never see it. So, Billy Crystal doesn't do his home comic relief bit over there. And God forbid we lose him and Josh Gad's comedian show. So we get in a Black Hawk. What's bigger? What's a more dangerous thing, Black Hawk or a Apache?
Well, an Apache is for shooting and killing. A Black Hawk just gets you from point A to point B.
Okay, so we're in the Black Hawk. Yeah. 2 Apaches were like our bodyguards, basically, in the air.
Right.
And dude, these redneck kids, they were about 20 years old, man, up in that with the gun. And these are soldiers. These are warriors. They had no illusions. They had this big gun with a magazine of bullets, and they said, do you want to shoot this fucker? And I'm a man. I'm an American man. I'm like, of course I do. This is great. I could shoot the gun. Like, yeah. He goes, try to shoot that mountain. I couldn't hit the mountain.
Are you serious?
I was like, the pull on the thing. He goes, you pussy. Tell us a joke, faggot. It was so great. We could say faggot. It was great. And then I said to these guys, they said, the Taliban comes out of them holes, man, with a whole family. And I go, come on. What if I accidentally kill a family? He goes, that's one less family I got to kill.
It's true.
I swear to God, I said, we need you. You guys are like, that's what you need. If we make the decision to go to war, send those guys.
That's what war is.
Yeah, you don't want to send, Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah.
So is that what you did? You were a gunner on one of those things?
What you call a crew chief. So one side would have been a gunner and one side would have been a crew chief. Yep.
Okay. Well, dangerous
job. We both
job.
have guns.
Yeah, dangerous. You know what we flew over? Alexander's the Great, the ruins of his palace in the Afghani desert. It was so interesting. I mean, it's biblical times. Guys in tents.
Yeah.
Like right out of the Bible in a tent selling like frankincense and myrrh on the side of the road. And but it was the most satisfying gig. We landed. It was an afternoon thing, a matinee, Bob. Yes. They do matinees there. And these guys just came from some mission, and they were so beat, and they were really, really out of it. And they sat down, and we went on stage, and you know what? They laughed for about a half an hour, and they hugged us. One guy was crying. He goes, "Thank you, man." Like it meant something to him.
It does mean.
It's one of the rare times I felt I'm doing something important. Again, you feel bad. You just hope they come back.
And even when they come back, they're not themselves.
Well, I know. That's what I said about this. So my point about Bergdahl, I saw it over there, and my point was maybe he realized I'm not as tough as those guys in that helicopter. I'm not as tough as you, Darius. And he in a weird situation, and his head not right, walks off and really, really caused some fucked up shit. Now, the best argument against him is he seems he comes back, he's on this podcast, he's going to make money, which, okay, it's America, fine, but that can be insulting to people, and I understand that. So what would, and again, I'm glad you called, and you have every right to be aggravated with the Twitter thing that I put out, and you heard the podcast. I appreciate you listening, but give me the gist of what you really were upset about, and what you're mad at him about the mostly.
Well, I'll say this. I stopped right when you said that. I kind of stopped the podcast, and I was taken aback just for the fact that I know you support the troops.
Of
And
course I do.
Later.
Yeah.
And I waited till later and played the rest, and you added, well, I don't know everything, so this is just my opinion. But so we follow this story pretty closely because it's personal, and so one of the great things against him, I think, is the investigation showed that even before he left, so he's back on his base with the deployment orders in hand, his roommate reported that he had maps of Afghanistan out, and he was very open. He said, if this isn't what I want, I'm walking off.
Okay.
Which is, a huge thing to say. So, between my active duty time and my guard time, I've been a cop for 10 years. I'm not now, but, I spent 10 years doing
So you went right into the police force from the Army. I know.
No. I'm old. I'm actually old. So I did some active duty. I went to school. I moved to Chicago, worked for an airline for a number of years.
Okay.
I lived up by Loyola. Dan will know where that is.
Right.
And then
yes, sir.
I became a cop, and then came back into the Guard while I was a police officer just because I wanted to go to Iraq. I thought, the troop numbers are getting depleted. The country needs help. So,
you felt they needed
the Blackhawks,
you. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Blackhawk was calling my name. I wasn't in aviation before, and I'm glad I went because it's a little easier. But anyway, so we, the guy knew right away that he was going to walk away. I mean, he was talking about it. So,
but how long ago? But how long before he walked away did that happen? Again, I didn't know that detail. Obviously, which is why I said I don't know it all. But how long before that?
I was looking at a timeline, actually brushing up, for this interview. I think it was a month or two before they left for Afghanistan.
Oh, okay.
And then they landed. They got in country, and within the first month, he lost a lieutenant that was close to him, probably his platoon leader. But a lot of the troops said, Bergdahl wasn't a bad guy, but he wasn't a stellar guy. He was kind of a loner. But this lieutenant seemed to be one of his close friends. So when he lost his lieutenant, he sort of started a downward spiral.
Okay.
And they've got records. He was emailing home, talking to his dad about it.
So what about that, though? What about do you have any sympathy for him there? I mean, sort of like, he's starting to lose it a little bit, talks to his dad, and his dad said, and Dan was mad at this. And, to me, it's like his father said, follow your heart. What do you say to your son at that point? It's like he's trying to.
Well, I got to tell you, I've got a 9-year-old, so we're not at that point yet. But, I think a dad is going to be supportive, because how would you like to be the dad who said, look, son, you swore an oath, you've got a duty, you got to man up, and then he goes out and gets blown up the next day.
You don't exactly. You don't know what to say. Yeah. It's very, very difficult. It's a complicated situation, which I was trying to point out. But I get where you're coming from, man. But go ahead. So you know all this about the the emails.
Yeah.
And
so probably another thing that you weren't familiar with, that one of the things in the tour that you got, but all these bases have what are called combat stress clinics.
Right.
And the military is very aware of the situation. We're losing 22 guys a day on average.
I hope they are. I think 22 guys a day are killing them, so that's a big number.
Yeah, I mean, that's counting Vietnam vets and all, but still, it's a lot of people. So quite frankly, we get more training on two things: suicide and rape, more than we get on our own jobs.
They train you how to rape.
They're very aware. Yeah. Oh my God. Let me tell you.
That's a dark joke. Yeah.
So, hey, and my name is Darius, so I got to go to 2 of those classes.
There's our military, baby. I love that.
So
I'm gonna steal that in Minnesota.
Oh my God! So there's these combat stress clinics,
right?
And you can refer yourself to them, or your chain of command can refer you, and they have a number of options. They can take the gun out of your hand and take you off the mission, send you home. They can pull you out of the mission for a while and give you some counseling, or they can medicate. I mean, they even medicate people.
Now, wait a minute. But let's slow down a little bit. I want to ask you, because this is important. Now, okay, if they take you off the mission, take your gun away and send you home, what does that mean for the rest of your life as far as what your record says?
Well, they don't necessarily discharge you, but they're going to take you out and at least try to treat you.
Right.
And PTSD, I hate to say this, but PTSD is sort of a jackpot in that if you get home and you go to the VA and you have PTSD, you're probably going to get a check the rest of your life. It may not be a great check.
Right, no,
but
I hear you.
Disability.
I hear you. So there is definitely, of course, there's corruption where there's human beings, and that people do fake it.
And the VA is not the greatest thing out there.
Well, yeah,
you're right.
We'll get to that too. That's horrible. It's like, but so
Darius,
okay. So
I
what do
hear
you
they
think?
have a lovely waiting room.
No.
What do you think his?
They are
so what do you
not
think
doing
his
the right
situation
thing.
was? Well, I just want to get to the point.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what he was thinking. What sits wrong with me in his situation is even before he left, he was planning on walking off that base, and he was openly talking about it. So that really hurts his case in my eyes and many other people's eyes.
No, I did not know that part. I didn't, but still, it's like you can't factor what the hell's going to go on in your head over there. But that looks bad for him. You're right, definitely.
And especially if he told somebody that he was with that read those letters that knew that he was going to do this, should have been turn him in right there and get him the fuck out of there.
Well, okay, but again, that's not his fault. Somebody should have took action. And what I said to Danny, we were having a discussion about it. I said, what if two guys didn't die? Okay, everything's the same except those two guys don't die.
Doesn't matter.
How do you feel about it? Do you feel differently? Do you think it's this much of an outcry from Fox News and everything?
Let me break off from that. So every soldier, as soon as you come in the military, and you touched on it earlier, you learn the code of conduct.
Right.
And it talks about what you do and don't do in uniform in the name of your country, and specifically if you become captured. Like a couple of days ago with these Navy guys.
Yeah.
If you become captured, what you do and what you don't do.
Right.
And one of the base principle of that code of conduct is your country will not abandon you, and we will come and get you. So he had more than his share of training on what happens if you become separated from your unit. He knew that they would come looking for him.
Exactly.
He knew that the world would stop until they got him. And so he knew full well what he was doing when he walked off that base. Now, there's another guy, I don't know if you know a lot about him, and I don't remember his name, but he was an E6 or an E7, so he had been in the Army for a while. He left his base in Afghanistan in the middle of the night with his gun and killed a family. I don't know if you
a family of an Afghani family?
Of Afghanis, yeah. He went and slaughtered them in retaliation for losing some of his friends, came back and turned himself in.
Right.
So he lost it.
And right now he's the mayor of Canada.
But they never, I don't think they knew he was gone. But the thing is, when you leave a base, the world stops. All those missions stop, and they concentrate on getting you back.
Even for one guy. Like
yes.
Even for one American life is worth it. And so, because they could be torturing you, they could not be torturing you, but they certainly were using Bergdahl, and he claims torture now. But some of the things he's saying is not consistent with what we know they do for torture,
right?
Because they all pretty much use the same playbook. And, he was trying to say that they cut his chest 190 times with a razor blade or something. Unless there's some physical evidence, I don't know that I believe that.
So you just don't buy this guy.
I don't buy a lot, and his story's changed too many times. But they used him for propaganda, which also hurts our country.
Exactly.
And so and insult to injury, he was captured as a PFC, a private first class, which is 3 ranks up in the military. They promoted him twice while he was in captivity. And he is now a sergeant or an NCO. And sergeant is really the first rank in the Army where you have responsibility that carries a lot of personal honor. So they gave this guy a very honorable rank just for the fact that he was in custody.
Right, okay.
And so you look back and found out that he did it willingly, and a lot of people are really upset about it.
I was going to say, why did they do that? Did they not know he had left willingly at that point? Like, why did they promote him?
Well, as in the rest of America, you're innocent until proven guilty.
Okay.
The rank E3 to E4 is pretty much, you've spent a certain amount of time in grade, and you get promotion points. Deployment points are pretty good promotion points. So he just naturally probably came to the top of the E4 list, and he got that. And probably the same with E5. But even though they had some evidence of wrongdoing, I think that it probably wouldn't have even come out had he been killed or something. They probably would have kept it quiet.
Well, let me ask you this, guys.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. Okay. Say, I go out, I drive drunk one night, and I know, I might get pulled over. And I know if I get, if I'm driving drunk and I'm driving sporadically, cops are going to put their lights on and they're going to chase after me. And one of those cops could get killed trying to, and I've got 2 DUIs on my record for 20 years. And I knew driving drunk, I know what could happen. And I know if cops come, they could get into an accident. They could kill a family chasing me. Yeah. If that happens, and luckily it didn't, thereby, when I see a guy who killed a family or a person drunk driving, I go, listen, how can I judge this guy? I've done it as a kid. Am I just as guilty as him? He did something not thinking that he knew something might happen, but he doesn't know these people are going to get killed. I mean, am I just as guilty?
He knows that the people are going to come searching.
But I know cops are going to come searching for me if I get, if I'm,
and you are guilty.
Okay,
you are
as guilty as him. So you should hang me. You should hang me, Bob.
I wouldn't hang you, but I'd fucking smack you around.
Okay. You've never driven drunk there, Fruity?
No, but I mean, this guy.
You've driven ossified, blacked out.
Yeah, okay.
So
I learned from it, and I never got in anything, and I never will drink again.
Okay, so this guy will probably not abandon his troops again.
This guy, no, what he did when he left, he knew that they were going to come after him. They were going to go find.
I know. I'm not arguing with you.
But the whole thing is that this guy is a piece of shit. Okay. If he had a problem, there, like he said, there's people that they can talk to on the base,
and he did,
and he
did,
and they allowed him to continue.
Okay, so whose fault is that?
I don't think he took that much.
What about the guy let him continue?
No, he didn't. He didn't take it anywhere. He talked among his roommates.
Yeah,
but he never sought help.
Okay,
that's
no professional.
You
just said something different.
No, I did not say that. I said he didn't. If you talk to the fucking people that are there to help you, they will help you. Okay.
Okay. My point is, if a guy robs a gas station and a cop comes on the way to get him to go to the gas station to get this guy, someone gets killed. Is that guy a murderer or a guy who robbed a gas station?
He's a murderer.
Okay. It depends on how close. Well,
law.
In the eyes of the law, it depends on how close to the action all that happened. I mean, if you go along, if you drive somebody to a robbery and the guy you drove up there kills somebody,
right.
In some states,
no, that's a different story.
Murder.
I agree with you. You're right. If someone dies during a robbery, within the robbery, it's a murder rap. But I'm saying guys coming to react to the call. Which is what we're talking about here. Look, I'm just arguing. Like, if this is what the guy's defense lawyers, and he'll get a defense. This is what they're going to say. They might bring stuff up like this. He didn't think someone's going to die. He didn't want Americans to die. But the fact is, maybe he lost it one day and just did something he shouldn't have done, and maybe he wouldn't have done it another day. And, to judge him for that, for a guy like me, you see, I haven't led a life like you. I understand you've led a good life, it sounds, and I've done a lot of fucking up. And I've made a lot of bad decisions. So I don't feel I could judge this guy based on what happened. Because I think I was over there for 8 days, and if I could see myself losing it and doing something stupid. And you regret it. My biggest thing with this guy is it doesn't sound like he has a ton of remorse. I mean, I could be wrong. He's on podcasts, blah, blah, blah. That would aggravate me. But the actual act, someone like me, I can't judge the guy.
But turn yourself into your own people and say, I can't do this. Not fucking go over to...
But that's the point of being nuts. You do something, you're wrong. You do something, it's a bad decision, man.
That's a real bad decision.
Yeah, okay. But Bobby, you never made bad decisions?
Let me throw in 2 other things, too, Artie, that might sway you a little bit. First of all, he has said that his problem wasn't that he was falling apart. He's openly said that his problem was with his leadership. So he was a guy with some sort of attitude problem. Like
he had a problem with the authority, his authority there.
Right. Because he was previously in the Coast Guard and got kicked out. So this was his second go at the military.
If you get kicked out of a part of the military, you're allowed to go back in?
Under certain circumstances.
In wartime, I
guess.
Depends
on discharge.
I mean, they need you.
Whatever the discharge is.
Yeah, it depends on the discharge, and you can even get an honorable discharge, but they put a code on there that says you can't come back in.
Okay.
So he had one go with the military. Secondly, right before he left. So again, my argument comes back to premeditation. Mm-hmm. Right before he left, he packaged up his personal effects, including his laptop, and mailed them home to his parents.
Okay.
So he didn't do that, that same day. Over the course of several days, he sent that stuff home. So again, premeditation, he knew what he was doing, and by sending that computer home, he was probably hoping to hide what he had been researching and what he had been writing back and forth.
Well, is that okay? Yeah, look, it's you know,
so it's not a guy that lost his mind. Okay,
but it could be, Bob.
No, it's not. He's setting himself.
No, it's
he's
rational.
covering his fucking ass. That's what he's fucking doing.
I don't know
Artie.
about covering his ass, but he definitely didn't want to leave any of his shit behind.
Yeah, but no.
But I think it's crazy though is that he mailed the laptop home and he's like, I'm just going to walk through the desert.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like that night he might have done something.
Turn yourself into your own people and say, I can't handle this.
You're perfect,
that's what you do. You
that's
don't
what you
put
do. Sometimes sometimes you do what you don't.
But this is serious shit. This ain't fucking.
I know
games
it
in the
is.
street,
I know. Listen,
drinking
man.
and driving.
I understand where you're. Well, that's a
fucked up thing too. But this is fucking. You know, you're over there. You got your brothers and sisters that are fucking. They're watching you fucking.
Well, he
back
volunteered
the whole
to go
time.
in the first place. It's more than we did.
Well, I would fucking do it in a second, but I'm fucking too old. They said.
How come you didn't do it when you were 20?
Because I didn't fucking. I was playing baseball and playing my bass guitar then.
Okay, well that's a great argument.
All right, so fuck
about?
you. But right
No,
now,
fuck you.
right now,
Artie.
Yeah, go ahead.
Artie, when Bob was 20, the biggest threat to the country was blue cheese, and he handled that well.
Exactly. I cleared out every woman's asshole of blue cheese. But let me tell you
Bob
something.
was 20. Hitler was just taking over.
Yeah. I told him about that.
No, I know what you listen. Bob, I mean, this guy's a soldier, has a little more credibility.
But
your argument of like you were playing
my
bass guitar.
argument is fucking. I did not think about it now, but now I see, and that's why I'm working with Warrior Point.
Okay, now you see. Maybe this guy Bergdahl. He sees.
I've been researching a lot of stuff, and I work with Warrior Point now to help the people that come back.
Now we're going to turn into a plug for Bob.
No, it's not a fucking plug. This is fucking helping people that are killing themselves, like he said. Fucking.
Well,
20,
that's not why I didn't bring him on to plug Warrior Point.
It's not plugging it. It's fucking helping people.
I know. Okay.
This guy should be killed. That fucking guy.
Okay. Well, I don't think so. I don't think it warrants killing the guy. Do you feel that, Darius? Are you one of the guys who thinks he should be killed?
Well, I mean, when you go through all this training and the laws of war and the laws of the military, it's made very clear that the things that he did result in the death penalty. I don't think they've sprung that on him.
Wow.
I don't think it's a surprise to him.
It's not.
You know exactly. Let me tell you, when you are
man, you know what, guys? If you're able to make that decision, you're better men than I am. I could not say, based on what happened, I could not say kill this guy. I couldn't.
And let me tell you, Artie, I don't take saying that lightly, and I'll let you know.
I don't think you do, man. I know you're making a very rational argument. I get it, man, and I understand it's hard.
As a police officer in 2004. I had to make the decision to kill somebody as a police officer.
Right.
And thank God it wasn't today as you know, the way things are with cops
different
today,
times. Yep. Absolutely.
When I had to do it. And let me tell you, it was without question a good shoot. There were a lot of tax-paying witnesses that saw what happened. And, you know, everything went well for me. But I got to tell you, PTSD is real because for about a year after that, I was not the same person. Mm-hmm. But I now understand firsthand what it is to be the person who makes the decision to take a life. Right. And I don't take that seriously. And I got to tell you, Art, I think he knew what he was doing. There's clear premeditation. If I was the judge in that case, and I'm actually married to a judge right now, so I get to hear a lot of judge shit. But I got to tell you, man, I would have and I take human life very seriously, but I would have no problem giving him the death penalty.
So you feel he's directly responsible for those two guys dying?
I do, and I don't. The military frowns on a lot of our procedures, but the world, like I said, the world stops when a soldier goes missing, and there were other missions that were probably designed to keep safety and security going, and you only have a certain number of people over there. So when they have to divert them from the mission at hand to go look for that guy, and then you have some resulting deaths. I mean, and
okay, but based on that logic, say I'm a person from another planet, nobody means anything. There's no ranks, everybody's equal, and you give me an argument based on what you just said. I think it's a rational thing to say that George W. Bush could go down for about 8,000 counts of murder. Based on what you just said.
Let me answer to that too. So I will agree with you 1,000% when you talked about not going into Iraq. I think, personally, that it was a mistake.
A big mistake, and a lot of kids can't talk and walk and, are dead.
You're right, and there's a lot, the media likes to say that there were no weapons of mass destruction. That is a common theme with the media, but I can tell you there were there. Yeah. Now, they were not an immediate threat to the United States, but they were in existence.
There definitely were.
Yes.
Yeah, so when Saddam knew that we were coming, as any shrewd leader would do, he carried that stuff over to the border with Syria, some in Iraq and some in Syria, and he buried that shit in the sand.
There's proof of that that's been, documented.
Yes, absolutely. And I have, with my eyes, seen Chemical Ali's factory after we blew the shit out of it. I didn't see it before, but I've seen it was there. But the weapons, some of the chemical weapons that are being used by ISIS in Syria and really by the Syrian government are, they come in and do forensics on these things. They are Iraqi chemical weapons. Okay. So they did, in fact, exist. But it's just not a popular theme in the media to say, we were wrong. Now,
I got to tell you, that's a major, twist in that whole story. If that, in fact that's the case, it could exonerate Bush in a lot of people's eyes. He physically carried weapons of mass destruction to a certain area. Saddam Hussein.
Well, well, I don't know that I'm sure he didn't do it, but his people did it. Yeah, they were buried in we found some of those caches, but they all weren't found. But chemical weapons, it doesn't take much to do a shit ton of damage. And,
well, how come George W. Bush isn't shouting this from the mountaintops? Condoleezza Rice.
Look, if you were retired after 8 years of war, all you want to do is fucking watch Playboy.
I know, Darius, but this is his legacy. That's that's the biggest thing against him is that there weren't WMDs over there. And if there were, and there's evidence,
I think he's come out, and I don't follow him as much as, I used to, but I think he's come out and said, look, here are the reports. The problem is the media just doesn't want to report that.
Not Fox News. He's got Fox News now. They'll report it.
It's been covered a little bit.
Yeah, they say it, and they've said it.
Right.
But I'll tell you what will scare you. And so what I do now is, aside from being in the National Guard, I work as a contractor, but I train, for lack of a better term, the type of guys that you found in the Benghazi situation.
Right.
Let me tell you, that is a whole other thing that if you want to do a show on that, I got to tell you, I got an opinion there.
I'm sure you do. That's another complicated thing.
Those are the type guys that I work with now. So I train people in surveillance, counter surveillance, high speed driving, shooting while driving, all that.
Darius, let me say one thing first, because again, I don't want to leave this way with Bob either. My friend Bob is, Bob's an honorable guy, and you want somebody in a fight, it's Bob Levy. I've seen that at firsthand. I understand the passion he has for this. It's like I try to take everything individually. I disagree with. I'm not a Hillary person with Benghazi at all. I think. I think she's a bullshitter, and in that situation, this Michael Bay film, I know it's Hollywood, a lot of it's Hollywood shit, but it sounds like there were, definitely soldiers who did the right thing when Hillary was, for some reason, telling them to do the wrong thing. So, I'm on the other side there. I would give Hillary the death penalty for those people who died at Benghazi before I give this kid who who ran off the base.
But can I say something about the kid about running off the base? When this kid ran off the base, right, there isn't the military isn't huge numbers out there anymore. So now that they have to split up and one section has to go look for this guy, now you have a smaller section here that
I understand.
Two of them
it's a major glitch in
I
get it.
Could have been taken out.
I know. I understand.
And that's what pisses me off.
But it's like, do you think the guy knew, he's like, some people get killed, and I'm happy about that, and I want it to happen, and he made a big fucking mistake. It's just hard to say.
What about the guy that said he was in the World Trade Center, that comedian? I mean, come on. It's people that they come back and they make up bullshit.
But I mean.
You know what I mean? It's like, fuck this guy. The argument is.
The comedian's as bad as who?
No. You just don't you don't do this shit when your brothers and sisters got your back to 1,000%.
I understand,
and it basically made it where there could have been two sections of them that got killed because we don't have the full leadership out there right now.
Your point's made, absolutely. But I'm saying that
he does deserve to die.
But what about that argument, Darius? I mean, if you don't believe Hillary and Clinton in the Benghazi thing, I think she's more directly responsible for people's deaths than this Bergdahl.
I have to be honest, and I got to be careful because of my job. But I got to tell you, I cannot believe she's not in prison.
And a few other people are not. It might happen. They're not getting off of that.
I don't see it happening.
There's a full FBI investigation. It's going on.
Well, I think I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Right.
But that's a world that I'm far too close to right now to get.
Well, she's a
too far off
powerful
the reservation.
Well, she's a powerful person. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But, she better make sure those decisions are made while there's a Democrat in the White House.
Yes.
Marco Rubio, those guys, he's going down. Trump too. The point is, it's like so you without question on. Well, let's go around there. So we know Bob, you're on a jury. Yes for death penalty.
Absolutely.
Ryan, what do you think? Do you kill this guy?
So just to be clear, your story about you driving drunk and maybe cops getting killed, it'd be different if you were a trained officer who was then drunk and running from the cops because you would know better.
Because that never happens.
No, I know, but that's what I mean. So that's why I know a lot of cops who drive drunk.
I'm saying running from the police, knowing that you're in a high-speed chase drunk.
Right.
You know people because you've been trained.
Okay, there you go. The Rodney King thing. If someone's killed in that chase, is Rodney King a murderer? Like, that's an example. It's got to be a trained officer. It's not a civilian.
Well, no, I'm just saying because you just said I'm a regular person. Now, should he die? I don't know. Is he guilty? Yeah.
Okay, but so what's the penalty? What's a legitimate penalty for the guy? Danny says 5 years. I mean, okay.
I say at least life, if not death.
Well, you want death. You said that.
I want death.
He's got to work with Bob.
Yeah.
It's hard. Again, it's hard for me to say die to somebody. Because you know what? Again, you got to show where I'm coming from. Life I've led, I feel like a hypocrite. I do.
Yeah, but if
I could easily have been responsible for the death of people.
You have responsibilities when you sign up for the military.
You have responsibilities when you leave the house every day as a citizen.
No, but this is different. This is different. What he was talking about. It's an oath that they have, and you do not fucking break that oath. And he did.
Okay.
And he should die for it.
Okay. And Darius, you totally agree with that?
I would live with if he got 20. I would be okay with it.
You know what's fucked up though? You know what's fucked up, Darius? It's like the way the world is though. You're afraid to say it about Hillary, but you're fine with saying it about a regular guy. You know what I mean? It's like
but I don't want to. Hey,
I know.
I don't want to give up. I don't want to give up six figures. I got a few more years left.
I get it, but that's what's fucked up about the world. And I agree with you. I wouldn't do it either, buddy. I understand, man. It's like there's certain people who are protected, and even if they're worse off than the others.
I get a lot of good stories from guys who work with these people right now because we train them. But I will tell you a good Hillary story. I got a tour of Marine One, the helicopter, not that long ago. And one of the guards, everybody likes to give historical things about the things they work with. And he said, you want to hear something about this helicopter? I said, sure, tell me. He goes, the only person to ever take a shit in the bathroom of Marine One, guess who it was? Hillary. And I thought it was going to be, it was Hillary. And he took a huge fucking shit in this helicopter.
That's great.
They use it. They basically use
Hillary
it for
Clinton took a shit in Marine One. Even Nixon held it. I got to tell you. How long before we get to the house?
The guy was dead serious. I mean, the longest flight that thing goes on with anybody on it's 30 minutes.
That's a great. You know what? It's worth joining the military and risking your life for that story.
The first dump.
So wait. So Ryan, you're not for the death penalty. You're for 20 years.
I think he's what? Kick him out of the country. Yeah. Take away his citizenship if you feel that he hasn't lived up to his oath.
And everything I'm saying here again. If I'm friends. Okay, if I'm friends with one of the guys who got killed and family, then it's of course a different story.
It's crazy.
Thanks, Ryan. Thank you. It's Darius, I'm glad we spoke because I see where you're coming from, man. Just the fact that you went over there, you're a cop, you're an honorable guy, and most of the soldiers are. And I get this guy didn't live up to that, and it's hard. It's hard because you'd like to think that. A guy would honor people that he works with that clearly would go get him if they needed to.
Yeah.
And I get your anger at that, and I'm speaking as a fuck up who is not worthy of people like you. That's what I'm saying. So it's hard for me to judge a guy like that. But I don't mind you doing it.
You're a brother. You're a blue collar guy who beat the odds and fucking made good for yourself. I got to tell you, man, you're one of my heroes. And I've never gone down the drug route. I certainly had the PTSD or depression route after killing that guy. It's tough to come back. And
it's hard,
and you look at the things. I've read both your books. I've followed you. The things that you've gone through to be sitting where you are right now, man, you're a strong dude too. And I'm glad that we still got you.
Yeah. Well, listen, Darius, that's probably the nicest thing anybody maybe ever said to me. But secondly, except once my sister told me my hair looked good. On Conan. But no, dude, the fact that here's what's fucked up about the world. Here's what's backwards about the world. The fact that someone like you calls me a hero.
No, that's the truth.
No, I know. It's like, well, clearly you're just the world needs guys like you more than me.
Exactly.
But you saying that means so much to me, man. And I got to tell you,
I'll tell you how we can even it up. Because 2 weeks after you were in Montreal with the comedy festival, I was up there working. And I chose my hotel wisely, thinking, where would they put Artie up? He's such a celebrity. And I'm checking every fucking maid out in that hotel, thinking, is that the one?
That's great.
That's great.
and I had no way to know, but I don't think I found the right hotel.
Well, believe me, if you saw this chick, it's not celebrity status.
It was a W. I was in the W.
Oh, okay. The W doesn't stand for whore. It should though.
It should.
Not even in French. Yeah, man.
Darius, you are.
I got to tell you, if you ever need filler, we can probably do an hour of bad cop stories.
Well, why don't we do this, man? Honestly, you're a very articulate guy, and you speak. You'll be the military voice. Look, we'll do our own Benghazi special because that is complicated, and I'd love to talk to you about that. We'll talk more. We'll book it, and again, you calling me a hero is something that is very, very. It makes me emotional, and I'm glad you're still here.
Yeah. Because
you survived doing good things. I survived doing bad things. But if it can help you, books like that help somebody like you. I'm happy to do it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let me close with one thing. So I think most of these guys who are depressed, sometimes they just need somebody to talk to.
Exactly.
So while Bob is doing awesome work, I really look up to him for what he's trying to do.
Bob's a good man.
All that helps.
Yeah.
But sometimes, and veterans, one of the weirdest things for me, even with police stuff, is people who come up and go, did you ever kill anybody, or what was it like?
Right.
But a lot of times, if you're just there and you see that they want to start talking, be a good ear to them. And a lot of times that diffuses a lot of situations. And these guys get away from their buddies to go back to, like, Podunk fucking Idaho, where there are no military guys around. But you're next to them. They start talking. If you don't ask, but you just sit and listen, 9 times out of 10, that makes them feel better.
Yeah, but
I think that's a start.
You're a diamond in the rough, though. Being next to you and asking a guy like you is winning the lottery. Okay, let me ask you this, and I'll give you this as my closing question. If a guy like Bergdahl found you a couple of weeks before, and you were able to talk to him, do you think that's a situation? It's hard to answer this because you don't know. Do you think you could have talked to a guy like that, and maybe this wouldn't have happened if he found a guy like you?
I'm what you call an NCO, and I think any NCO, non-commissioned officer, I think any of us would do it.
Right.
That's part of our duty, is you got to look out for your junior soldiers and be a friend, and really you got to look out for your superiors. I mean, but you've got to be a buddy to anybody when they need it at any time, and you can't.
Exactly.
We don't see race, we don't see. I mean, really, you don't see
amazing.
Sex, race,
really
gender, any
great.
of that stuff.
Yep.
And you just, you got to be a friend, and you got to put yourself above other people sometimes. And if that means staying up late talking to them or going to their house or doing whatever and being there for them, that's what you got to do. I got to be honest, not everybody's cut out to do it. Not everybody's cut out to do it.
They're not. They're not. Yeah.
I'm nobody. I mean, there are SEALs and Rangers and Delta guys. Those are bad motherfuckers. Yeah. I'm just a common fucking helicopter guy.
Yeah, but you're right, though. Let me tell you something. The talking thing is, I'll tell you why it's great, because if the wrong person does it, it could create a lot of damage.
Exactly.
And I got to tell you, man, where I really get angry, and I can see your guys' point is, it's chilling how loyal you guys are. Those 2 guys who died, you think of the last breath they took, and their only reason was to find this guy. It was their job to find him. And that does, believe me, that I don't think I don't take that lightly either. It's just that to me, they might have been over there for rich guys who get to unanimously just sleep in their mansions and don't get in any trouble. And World War II stuff like that, you could saw there was a guy, and they said they saved the world. You guys, to me, are bigger heroes because you blindly went over there for these guys. And you know what? We don't need a good explanation, dude. We're gonna fight for our country.
Yeah.
It's like so.
And And you got to be non-judgmental. That's the other thing. And I got to tell you, I listen to you a lot. I mean, I do a lot of driving in this work, and so I play the podcast, and I used to listen to you on Stern. I've heard you go into some pretty dark fucking places.
Sure, man.
And I got to tell you what, and I think in some of the stories you tell, some of the times that people pulled you out, like Dan making some phone calls for you, and I think you're doing good having Dan there with you. But, sometimes it's just a matter of having somebody talk you down off the ledge and tell you everything's all right. And I got to tell you, Artie, you got 1 million people at your disposal, but I know you got my cell phone number because we texted dude, at 2 a.m, if it's ever a fucking bad thing and Dan's off with Rick Keys or whatever, you fucking, I'll tell you what, buddy, you fucking call me at any time, and you and I will talk, and you know what I'm saying? Like
I know what you're saying, dude, and that, again, that's very emotional. Same to you. You want to bullshit about anything? I'm here, and I got to tell you what, the two guys I'm in the kitchen with right now are two guys who I believe have saved my life, and they're family to me, and I feel the same way about you just talking to you for an hour.
Yeah, and can I say something?
Go right, Bob. Go right ahead. I'm sorry.
Like Darius, like a lot of the people that I know that are, just vets now. Like on their phone, it says, "Hi, this is the name and the rank." If there's anybody, if it's somebody from the military listening, leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
Yeah.
It's all about talking. What we're doing at Warrior Point, truthfully, I would love to talk to you about this. We are going to get the people to help.
Well, Dan talks about getting people. You would be like the home run. Get people to talk to. Yeah.
No. Just
Darius sounds like a home run.
Just get people and the town to know that we're going to do something on the 22nd each day for that they can go out to eat, and if people want people to stop by their house and if they okay it's up to them. And we can, hey, take them out to a game, take them out to eat.
Yeah, it's going to be
take them fishing.
And we're going to do it.
It's all about awareness. You understand?
Sure.
And that's what we need to do. And there is people that do shows for the troops, right? And then they leave. I'm not leaving. I am with Warrior Point till the end. With them? I am with them. I'm with them to the end.
That's not good. Don't move in with them.
No, I'm not moving in with them, but I am with them to the end until this is because I have a mouth that does not shut the fuck up, and they need that. Because the VA is a fuck up. A lot of shit is a fuck up.
Well, exposing that's a big deal. I mean, again,
and it. We send you shit.
No, you're right. I'll be involved as much as I can. But again, we gotta do this other interview. But Darius, I got to tell you, the Bob thing is an amazing thing, and I think hopefully you guys can hook up. But I got to tell you, man, everything you just said. I always said to myself, was it worth it to get into show business? Fuck the money and everything. If I was able to get on the air and, have a guy become a guy like you to become a fan like mine and follow me and support me is a big deal to me.
It is.
And I appreciate it, and I will be in touch with you. And same to you. And we're going to have you back on if you want to do that because this was great.
It is good.
And it enlightened me more. It did enlighten me more about it. It did. Absolutely.
If we're going to talk Benghazi one show, we could have another one to talk about whores, though. I mean,
anything you want. That's my expertise.
Bob.
Yeah.
Bob, get my number from Art. He's got it. I'll be glad to help you. I mean, we've got some other things going, and I'll help you any way I can.
That's a hookup.
Because
But I'll let you get to the other thing, Artie. But thanks for giving me a stand to talk about this, and I love you, buddy.
I love you too.
I look forward to talking to you again.
Okay, and Bob will be in touch, and I'll talk to you soon. You be well and be safe.
Thank you, sir.
All right, guys. Take care. Good night.
Thank you.
Great guy.
Thank you.
All right,
Great
bye.
guy.
You see, that's what it's about.
That's an impressive guy. Let's take a break and we'll talk more when we come back. But and Bob, again, you're an impressive guy too. Look, I believe you can make a difference with this, and a hookup like that. That guy's a home run. So we'll talk. We'll take a break. We'll be back. I'm gonna wrap it up here, and okay, you know what? We're supposed to talk to a couple of days now. We're supposed to talk to the great former center for the Giants, New York Football Giants, Sean O'Hara, who I've become friendly with. Really good guy. He has an amazing charity golf tournament that he runs actually at the Trump golf course out in Bedminster, New Jersey. And Sean, I got to thank him. He's responsible about 3 years ago, for me. I golfed with Eli Manning, Donald Trump, and my cousin Jay.
Wow.
Cousin Jay's a great golfer, and they needed a fourth. They said, you want to golf 9 holes with the back 9 holes with Trump and Eli Manning? And God, what an afternoon. I knew Trump again from roasting him a couple of times. And, the Stern Show, and he's just the kind of guy. He is what you see.
He is.
He's a big kid. Like you say, like, oh, your hair looks weird. Oh, your shirt's goofy. Like it's like that's what it is.
You're not gonna win.
It's the playground.
Yeah.
So and sometimes when you do outwit him, he gets mad. He gets so mad. And I've told the joke before. I don't know. The joke he got really mad at. I roasted him for the Friars Club because I fucked with his business when his business was going down in Atlantic City and the Borgata was taking over and he was losing his casinos. I said Recently, Donald took his daughter, Ivanka, out to Atlantic City for a drive, and he said, sweetie, someday your name will be at the top of all these buildings. That's if you marry a guy named Borgata. Now, that got printed in the Daily News and the Post. Best joke of the roasting, I thought.
Nice.
And he comes back on, And that might have been one of my crowning jewels of roast jokes. Because you know what? I love. They very nice to me. They offered me those roasts. I did Shatner. I did Hugh Hefner. I couldn't do a couple because I was working. I was going to do Pam Anderson. I was doing Beer League for Pam Anderson. Of course, for Bob Saget's roast, I was green from heroin. But the Stern roast that Bob did. I'll go. Those were the best. The Stern roast that Bob hosted. You go back and listen to those. Bob just hit a home run with remember Howard, how much Howard praised Bob. You got to remember that shit.
No,
it's on tape. You put those together, and my best roasts were not on Comedy Central or the Friars. They were the ones you put together on Howard. Yeah. My set for Ronnie, when we roasted Ronnie, I'm very proud of. My roast is one of the best roasts ever, and not because of me, because of Bob and. No, Colin Quinn had one of the best sets I've ever seen. Got standing ovation.
And it was nighttime.
We were drinking. So much fun.
But it was a great time when doing the show. But I don't blame Howard for what happened to me. Like I said earlier,
of course not. We take responsibility for ourselves.
No, but I blame the people that fucked me over.
I understand,
and that upsets me. I wish somebody would have stuck up for me.
Well, again, everything was my fault, but I did. If you hear the whole story, there are people who could have been a better friend to me. I think, but ultimately, it's my fault. I became a heroin addict. And thank God I'm still here for me and my family and doing well. And, of course, I still know Bob. He has my number still.
Hey, listen.
I love Bob.
I appreciate what you said, that two people sitting at this table. See, you're
I didn't know Ryan left. No, of course you did.
We were there right
from the beginning. There was an email you sent me where it was very...
Yeah, but that was not me.
We all go through shit.
My wife
we all go through shit. I love your wife, too.
Yeah.
The bottom line is I would trust either one of you guys with my life. I have.
Yeah, I love you. I would kill for you.
Not a great life.
I would kill for you.
Oh, thank you.
You got my back.
I'll give you
anytime.
a name later.
All right, give me a fucking name.
I'm not doing it.
No, you know I would.
I know, but I don't want you to. Because that would be me killing you. You'd be I wouldn't be being a good friend.
Well, now we shouldn't have talked about it on the air then.
Well, it's not going to happen. You're not going to kill this black guy I owe money to in Staten Island.
But I got to go visit my mother anyway.
He's half black. He's a runner. All right.
All right. Well, he's going to have to run fast.
You're a runner for a bookie? Yeah. Where's your car? Well, I actually do run, too. That's great. What an awful joke I'm making. All right. But no, I agree with you. It's good. It's good to have friends.
We've been there through it with thick
We're out
and
of time.
thin. You know what I mean?
No, we have, dude. We've been through.
Our text messages at the beginning when we both stopped drinking, it was like two. You would think we were fucking each other because it was "I love you" or "I love you."
That actually was Dan.
Oh, okay. Fuck, you gave Dan the phone.
No, I just said Dan talked to Bob. Just a bunch of "I love yous" and your hair looks good.
So you were never going to wear that dress?
Agree to the gig.
No, but we had a ball.
We joke around.
We had a fucking we bust each other's balls, but we love each other like nobody can.
Yeah. Listen. I do. I care for you.
I care for you.
Danny's a great, like a brother.
Danny
absolutely
came in
like
here
a brother, and
at the perfect time in your life. And look at you. I'm telling you.
Well, look at me.
No, look at you.
Well, hearing me's better than looking.
Well, yeah.
I still need some fashion.
Yeah, it's good that you don't have cameras. I'm not.
You know what? After the Rolling Stone article came out, and that picture of me with no shirt on and a jean jacket was like in the front, and the fucking cunt who did the article above that awful picture that an effeminate Asian guy took from Rolling Stone, flimsy, and said America's Biggest Loser. That's what it said. That's what it fucking said. Norm saw that on the Stern Show, and I go, "What do you think?" He goes, "Artie, I think you should have a new policy. If someone owns a camera, you shouldn't let them in your house. If someone has access to a camera, and it's true. I don't translate well on camera. I went into the wrong business. If you see me even on a talk show, when I do the Tonight Show, people used to put suits on. I look like a plumber who want to go on the Tonight Show.
Yeah, but that's cool, man. You don't understand.
Well, you're the one.
But I want to use your phone one time and just hit the C word and see what comes out. You and Quinn.
Yeah. Caitlyn Jenner, cunt. Cicely Tyson, cunt. Do the same. Anyway, again, I'm going to go on the Huffington Post live tonight. I should plug it because it's live, right? Huffington Post, very liberal. I think Dan books these when I'm going to blackout.
I didn't book this.
I don't remember it. I don't know what I sometimes I think my head still goes, even though I stopped drinking in front of people. I think some of my head, I'm like, I don't remember my agent telling me to do Huffington Post. And I've done it quite a bit. They're good to me, and you get a lot of very liberal feedback. I can't talk bad about Hillary's pantsuits. But, they're nice to me there, and it's good exposure. And I booked it again. I was just there. It's flattering. I got to go back tonight. And it's live. So HuffingtonPost.com. It's named after Arianna Huffington, that annoying cunt.
Yes.
I just said it because I want to use cunt. I actually like her. I know her from Bill Maher. So Huffington Post. I'm there again tonight at 8 o'clock.
You can't beat
6:30 pickup.
So we can watch that?
Yes, you can. Live on Huffington Post. And it's built for thin people. The couch there, my ass doesn't fit on it. I've told them a bunch of times. When I go, I think they make it smaller. For Andy Cohen or something. So I'll be tonight, 8 o'clock, Huffington Post Live. I'll be interviewed by some either woman or guy who's like a woman. Who runs it there. Dan, are you offended by this? I can tell.
No.
No, you're offended because you're a liberal.
No.
Yeah, don't talk bad about Huffington.
Stop it.
Ariana's a friend. All right, and so plug away, buddy. The great Bob Levy.
This Friday and Saturday, I'll be at the Comedy Hideaway in Atlantic City,
so the comedy's
New Jersey.
hidden. You have to find it.
It's
like an Easter egg hunt.
Hideaway.
There's comedy in this room somewhere.
HideawayAC.com.
Atlantic City.
Or go to RevBobLevy.com.
It's Atlantic City. Is that where it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then also
RevBobLevy.com.
The end of the month, I'll be at
Naugatuck,
Connecticut. Go
What's
to
it called?
Naugatuck. Naugatuck at Club Comedy and get your tickets there. It's a great thing. And then the first week in February, I'll be for the Super Bowl. I'll be out with Mick Foley.
That's going to be great in Vegas.
Yeah, in Vegas.
Now, did you come up with that slogan? It's a great thing.
No, I didn't. I think
come out to
7 Up made that up.
It's a great thing.
Yeah, I know. It's a great room, and then I'm going to be doing stuff.
I'll tell you, you will not see a better comedian than Bob Levy. Go in Vegas, and look, Bob and I, by the way, we should tease this. A few months from now, Bob and I will be doing a gig in Las Vegas again.
Yes.
Somewhere in the spring, right? We can say that.
Yeah.
That's going to be a blast, and we always
have fun together, man.
I mean, some people, when you see them, it moves you. With us, we move a dead body. There's always a dead body.
Yes.
And look, not every stripper can make it.
That's it.
Some talk. Some are a little chatty.
Not everyone makes it home.
Did you tweet what you saw last night, honey? Take your foot off the nigger. Dan, you have anything to plug?
No.
You're here?
The podcast.
ArtieQuitter.com. Go to ArtieQuitter.com. Caroline's tomorrow night. 2 big shows. Limited seats, and go to Caroline's, whatever, tomorrow. 2 big shows, and Arianna Huffington Post tonight. And Ari Shaffir's show, What's Happening Now? Not happening now? This is not happening. Where I tell a story and kill. I tell a Babe the Pig story for an audience.
And that's a great one. The one I brought up on Stern.
Absolutely.
Remember
that was your revelation.
Yes.
And by the way, this is the best I've ever told the story. In front of a crowd at Cheetah's Strip Club.
Nice.
For Ari Shaffir. So check that out. It's coming up on Comedy Central. Bunch of great shit coming up. I'll be at a spin class on Lafayette Street soon.
Can't wait for
Teaching
that.
kids how to make a green drink at the juice bar. Knee deep in pussy.
And I'll be on Radio Misfits. I do my show there. And I want you as a guest, you fuck.
I've been on 1,000,000 times.
Well,
you want me live in the studio?
No, I want you. You can Skype.
You know what, Dan will call.